Hello, it's me, the streamer, the gamer, the one and only. Back with more Umineko today, and by that I mean Dari's questline in The Last Sovereign. I was going to start a stream 30 minutes earlier than this, but I've been caught in a internet argument for about 45 minutes, and it hasn't ended yet, but I've reached a point where I don't think we're going to change either of our opinions at all. So it's kind of like it's doomed from here on, you know. God, I shouldn't have started the stream before I got tilted out of my mind just reading a new argument from them. Oh my god, why did I thought I was immune, but I immediately got chain tilted. Nice, the bot came out immediately that I'm going live. Nice. I didn't have to wait 10 minutes. I had to hit it with a singer of a bad faith argument. And then I will close the tab. Like a proper online arguer. Like, seasoned veteran of internet arguing. What am I looking at? Like, this is a Minecraft clone, perhaps. Is it Dragon Quest Builders? It is Lego. What are we looking at? Is it like pirates? Is that Big Booba? It's probably not Big Booba. Hi, Kirby. What could we be? I mean, Rock Raiders looks reasonable. What are you doing here, Psych? How are you doing? Those are Legos. I don't think they have boobs. Well, you'd be wrong. I can transpose boobs onto anything. Sorry, I'll leave. No, it's fine. It's just, it's rare to see you, and especially this early. I'm happy to have you here. I was more so confused. Too late? Okay. Goodbye. I'm a little out of it because I've spent 45 minutes arguing online for no gain. This is Lord of the Rings. But like... that is Gandalf. Love arguing online, worth it every time. The argument was very simple. It wasn't even an argument at first. They started the argument. I asserted that I think remakes in the gaming industry are a canary in the coal mine for the negative changes we've seen in the past, like 5 to 10 years, probably. Being seen as like the safest possible return on investment, capitalizing on nostalgia. And I said I strongly dislike them and view them as a canary in the coal mines. And then I basically got blasted with, they're good actually. And I've been stuck in that argument for like 40 minutes. It's rough out here. Relating to the Star Fox N64 remake. That's what got me to think about it again and post it, yes, but the argument wasn't based on that in general. Like, what I'm asserting is, like, there's a few things that I consider plagues on the industry, in the sense that they are so prevalent because of fundamental problems with the industry. Remakes being one of them. And the other one being gacha games. Like if you have gacha mechanics or you're like a live service game, you'll get greenlit and sent out the door. But because they're essentially two opposites in that remakes are a safe investment that shareholders will be like, yeah, you're going to get a positive return out of like remaking fucking, I don't know, Final Fantasy 7, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, whatever, pick one, pick whatever. Whereas gacha games are like, if you win, you earn a gazillion dollars. I prefer re-releases over a remake. Correct, I agree. I think remasters are way more fine than I think remakes are. Essentially, let me see what the start of the argument was, because I'm tilted. I need to argue. So, they added me when I wrote, it's a tilter, and I view remakes as a primary canary in the coal mine for where the industry is going. And they said, my hot take is that I don't really think remakes are a trendy problem, and is IMO the most realistic and acceptable way to revitalize a franchise or studio. They're not really replacing things that people actually want, IMO, because newer games than that franchise would almost certainly not leave the floor if not for those remakes. And then they went on, so already I was tilted, because the problem is that new games in that franchise wouldn't leave the floor. That is the core problem that I am identifying. It's not the remake itself that tilts me. It's the fact that a new game, a sequel in that franchise, or a new IP wouldn't leave the floor. That is the core problem. They are the canary in the coal mine for said problem. But then afterwards they go, not to mention, I think more remakes in this era justify itself due to PC game preservation and accessibility. Remakes aren't preserving the old game. Remasters arguably are, but like, if you're saying the Resident Evil 2 remake is preserving Resident Evil 2, I will hit you in the head. Like, what are you talking about? I will exert great violence upon you until you see reason. Because head trauma will surely make you say smarter things than you are right now. And that started the 40-minute argument. Whoo, boy. My core problem is that remakes are... He's saying they're not competing directly with new games, but they are in terms of dev time. Companies don't have 4 different dev teams running around at the same time, usually. And if you spend your dev team on a remake, you're not using them on something else. I think a good argument for them are like the N64... what I was gonna say, Firefox remake, Star Fox, not Firefox. The N64 like Star Fox remake. I've seen people say that it's a way for Nintendo to train up their junior staff. If you want to do remakes to get like a junior team going, that's fine. Less expectations on them. I can see what the value is. You have a pre-established like product to work off of. That doesn't seem egregious to me. But, oh my god, what are we doing, man? That is not what the industry is making remakes for. I also... Okay, I said I ended the argument, started the stream with a bad faith reply, which was... They wrote, for me, remakes exist in this space that still allows franchises I like to exist in a space that is a little less friendly towards their existence. And I replied, what do you think of the Last of Us remakes? Yeah, Final Fantasy VII, that is for sure a B team. Oh my god. Like, one of the first arguments I said, because Final Fantasy VII remake was brought up, because this is a third person who joined a prior discussion, was I think Resident Evil 7. I think Final Fantasy 7 was is really, really cool conceptually, but I would like it more if it wasn't beholden to the story of the original Final Fantasy 7 and is riffing off of what the original story did. Both because of the expectations that puts on it, but also because it puts it in a really weird spot where you have to play the original Final Fantasy VII in order to get the most out of this one, which I think is counterintuitive to the scale of the product they're trying to make. But also, I understand that it's the only way they could, like, greenlight something of that size. Which is, again, the problem, baseline. But yeah, no, that is not the same game in the slightest. It is a completely new product. No, I know it has a different story entirely. When I say, oh, you were replying to Kirby. Oh yeah, no. Final Fantasy VII has a completely different story. It just inherited the characters, for sure. Like the way that game is going is not going to go the same way as the original. Okay, so I've already answered Lego Lord of the Rings, and we're looking, and I see a lot of Lord of the Rings here. I'm very confused. I'd even go so far to say, what are we looking at here? The Hobbit. That's what we're looking at, baby. That's really weird. I agree. Final Fantasy VII has introduced, like, or Final Fantasy VII Remake has introduced, like, reality shifting bullshit in different timelines, I believe. It's either different timelines or different dimensions. I forget which one it is. And it's just, people who think it's the same game is so funny. I know someone who's waiting on Final Fantasy VII Remake to finish the third part before they play it as their first Final Fantasy VII experience. And I'm like, brother. No! It's not Final Fantasy VII! They're like, I can't play, like, why would I play the old one when the new one it's like so much higher budget and everything. I'm like, it expects you to have played Final Fantasy VII in order to fully enjoy and appreciate the differences with Final Fantasy VII Remake, because it's not a remake, it's a new game, it's effectively a sequel, but it's a soft reboot. It's so weird. It acknowledges the events of the original Final Fantasy VII. Oh my god. The other plague that I frankly think is a bigger problem are gacha games. I tweeted as much here as well. I read this article. Almost 19% of Japanese people in their 20s have spent so much money on gacha they struggled with covering living expenses, survey reveals. I read this article and I have such a violent distaste for gacha games. I refuse to engage with them on principle. I've got so many people that are like, oh, but, you know, Uma Musume isn't that bad. You can play it for free. And I see them invest like $500 into it. And I'm like, yeah, maybe that's true. But I am in the risk group for, like, addiction multiple times over. I am not going to take the risk. And I also think that there's a reason that they're the fucking most lucrative games in the world. It's not because they just happen to have more people playing them. It's because a subset of the people that play gacha games will kill themselves playing gacha games. That is just an unfortunate reality of it. It would help if I could remember Umineko character names that aren't like one of the 5 most story-relevant characters. You can just say anything is Battler, it's fine. Fucking... I was watching, what's it called? Gel Apocalypse play Danganronpa. Apparently he's been playing Umineko off-stream and has a, like, 4-hour review of it coming out on his Patreon tomorrow for free. So I guess I'll have to watch that video essay and see if I agree or disagree. Battler kills the seagulls, they'll never cry. True! Wait, did you know that Umineko means seagull? It's crazy. It's actually crazy. God, I need to show you the fucking. Please tell me I still have it. It's Umineko top 10 strongest Umineko characters. I need to find this fucking account is so fucking funny because this I'm not gonna watch it. It's like 2 minutes. Wait, no, this is the meme one. This isn't even the main one. Fuck, which one's the main one? I think it's Frakrinami, this guy. This is the guy. He puts Battler at like a late fucking rate. Yeah, he puts Battler at 5. He puts Battler at 5, and then he's uploaded a like top 100 strongest anime characters of all time or whatever, and he put Battler number 3 on the like top. Oh yeah, it was like the top 45 strongest anime manga characters, and he put Battler number 3 on that one. So somehow he's top 5 in just Umineko. But if you look at all of anime, he's top 3. That's a really fun rabbit hole to fall into back in the day. Oh, I love that. This is just how his brain works. I'm sorry. I'm even medicated today. I just like I can't even blame being unmedicated. I just don't feel very medicated today. I don't know. I took a nap a little bit earlier. I've been out of it for most of the day. I read what's it called? Ooh, Of the Devil. I gotta DM this guy and say based. But what's it called? I've lost my train of thought entirely. This is a catastrophe. I will not continue until I remember my train of thought. YTTD will never ever finish. I love that I hid the fucking... The idea was to hide the Steam thing from the stream, and then I immediately see the thing in the corner pop up with the reply. Wait, what is YTTD? Your turn to die? I don't know what your turn to die is, actually. Interesting. Tragic that I won't finish. Banging music, thank you. I have I've downloaded all the playlists from this Toho. Makes the how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? 5 hour 30 minute playlist. I just downloaded all the albums separately and have them on my PC. Not yours? In the game? Man. That's awkward. Wow. I should just go kill myself. Okay. What are we looking at here? We're looking at something equally tragic to my brain, I think. Is this a duster? Pip, you are getting owned by the chat, and it's not even the usual suspects. You don't know. Back in the day, Psych used to own me consistently. It's been a while. It was back in the Melee days. But, you know. He's got legacy knowledge. Oh my god, I got added in the game discussion. Oh my god, they've spun off, and I see walls and walls of dialogue. My eyes are glazing over. It's Jover. What was I gonna say? I'm so mad. What happened? I was on gacha game somehow. And it's gone. I'm still trying to get the thought back, and it's been a solid, like, 5 minutes. I'm never gonna get it back. Gacha Umineko medicated brain. I know that that's the line of not line of dialogue, the line of thoughts that we've gone through. Well, I guess what I was saying was before I started the argument, and why I've been a little bit out of it today. It's just I read through I reread Those Who Walk Away from Omelas again today, and got really depressed reading it. And then I took a 30-minute nap while I was depressed, and I woke up and I felt unmedicated again. So I don't know if being upset makes you unmedicated, but you know, maybe it does. Maybe that's why. It's a short story. Those Who Turn Away from Omelas. It's 20 pages. Very, very good read. I like actually every time I read it, I like start to cry toward the end. I like almost. I just hate. I get such a visceral level of like frustration from reading that, but it's really good. Well, okay. I don't even know what I'm looking at. It's like it's a duster. What's that? It's Dust Force. Dust Force isn't on here. Let's get some. Let's get some like. Wait, I'm doing art. I'm not even doing character right now. I thought I was doing character. What the fuck are we looking at? I mean, Fate. This looks like a Gilgamesh share to me. It's not, but it looks like it. What the fuck? Witch Doctor? Ooh, that art, like tribal tattoos. The acorns are really cool. Is this the dusting game? Wasn't that Dust Force? I mean, it looks like a witch's staff, arguably. I don't know if I've ever seen this character. I feel like I would recognize the sign. I'll do... Is it a Zelda? No, it's not. Oh, it's, wait. This is Hades, right? This is one of the Hades gods. Okay, I was almost right. Goddesses. I connected the two of these as one unit because of how the thing was framed. I also thought the arm went into the lyre, which is why I was so confused. I woke up at 6 AM and thought about House of Leaves, and just got chills enough again that I couldn't fall asleep again. That book has me fucked up. Yup. I don't think I've read the original Omelas, but I've definitely read abbreviated versions of it. Well, it's 20 pages long, so I don't know how you really abbreviate it that much more, you know? Full Metal Alchemist is so good, man. I'm excited for their new the Shadows of the Demon Realm. What I was gonna say is despite the fact that I really love Full Metal Alchemist and enjoy Demons of the Shadow Realm, sorry, I think my #1 anime this season by like a landslide is Nippon Sangaku. It's so good, man. I can't wait for Demons of the Shadow Realm to be finished, but in the meanwhile, holy shit, that show is good. Also, this is Grand Theft Auto. It's his name Tyler? No, it's what the fuck is his name? It starts with T, I believe, doesn't it? Marriage Shoxin is also good. I enjoy Marriage Shoxin as well, but I really like Choxen. I think it's great. It's Baki if Baki was good. What the fuck is this guy's name? Omelas. No, it's not Omelas. I thought for sure it was Tyler. Travis, thank you. Wait, Travis Touchdown, that's the wrong game. It's not Travis. Trevor. There we go, Trevor Phillips. Thank you. I still don't like Demon a lot. I like Demon. This isn't Rule 34 duel. I don't do Rule 34 duel on stream. That's an exclusively Gooner activity off stream. We don't do that here. We do game double before we start. Last Sovereign every day. Oh, hello. Nice to see you. Oh, Digimon. I saw Demon, and you know that's closer to Demon than Digimon. Digimon Beat Break has like 4 or 5 good episodes per season. Just switch it to Nippon Sangaku. You won't regret it. Like, okay. Let me put it this way. The only concern with you switching to Nippon Sangaku, and this is a big one to be fair, is that you will be accused of lobbying for the Marlboro cigarette company, like, unfortunately. Because I love that the YouTube video doesn't even start with the fucking description. Every episode starts with smoking is illegal for underage people or whatever. Because the fucking opening has every character smoking, and the show has every character smoking too. So it's just smoking all the way down. They must legitimately have been paid off by Marlboro. I don't see another way. Like every character just fucking smokes, dude. But Nippon Sangaku is the best show this season, I think, by a long shot. It's Sengoku Rans with no Rans, which is why it's the best series ever made. Yeah, it's airing now. It's 8.46 score, 184 popularity, despite being very, very weird stylistically, which is a good sign. But yeah, I think it's on episode like, well, I don't know. Is it on like 5 or 6 at this point? I think it's on 6. Can you see what episode? Oh wait, episodes is right there. Yeah, it's on episode 5. Really good. I think it's popular this season. I'm pretty sure it's fairly far up there. If you sort not by popular, but you sort by score. Yeah, it's almost at the top. I dig it. Wait, what? Huh. I didn't know it had a search function like this. I didn't even mean to do that. I meant to start the music. I was watching, I was listening to the, what's it called? I was listening to the 13 Sentinels OST earlier today, and holy shit, that's also such a good OST. I'm sad I didn't play that on stream. I think that would have been a banger stream game. We did watch 2 last week, so if you want to catch up, you gotta. Oh, you're saying, yeah, sorry. You have the same color. You have the same color as Deidi, and I was watching anime on Saturday with Deidi last week. Which meant that when you said that, my brain immediately went to, but I was there though. Like, why do I gotta catch up? I was there. You're in the walls, exactly. Anyway, we're doing Umineko today. And by that I mean, we're at the point where we're doing a lot of character quests. And this one is literally just a murder mystery. The last request we did was took us over 2 hours. So all I've got as on the agenda today is to do the murder mystery. So surely the game is over soon. Yeah, I believe so. We're rocking... Where are we at? I'm under the impression that I am in the final open world segment before the final dungeon. However, the instant I entered this open world segment, a shadow of mine went, "Oh, this'll take 10 plus streams." And I went, "What? What do you mean this'll take 10 plus streams?" And then I did one side quest, or like one character quest, to maximize their social link. And that took 2 hours. And now we walked into another one. So it's time for Umineko. If you really want to investigate the murder, no one else has stepped forward. It's time. Alright, I'll let you inside and call the witnesses. We're doing Umineko. It's literally just fucking an investigative segment. I'm not suited to investigations. I'm just the only person who stepped up. Forgive me if I made any mistakes. They've literally... Dude. I'm not kidding when small bombs have come up earlier. I even thought it was a reference the first... when that happened. So, yeah. Small bombs are on the table. Our party can produce small bombs. Please don't be so worried, brother. Just tell us what you know. I figured the Ardford guards or the Inquisition or someone would be along to look, so I gathered information and locked things up. That's a good start. Go on, set the scene for us. As I hope you can imagine, the Incubus War has been very troubling to our followers, and it was made worse by the High Priestess disappearing. We had planned a day of consecration. I'm locking in for this, by the way. I'm putting up my notepad. This game is evil in, like, all the ways that matter, which means if it's presenting a murder mystery in front of me, it's going to expect me to lock the fuck in. We had planned a day of consecration to purify the cathedral and have a celebration. Just a little something to raise everyone's spirits. Sister Helena was one of the... Oh, I'm sorry, let me show you a drawing of her. Okay. She was a sweet old woman who had been a priestess for many years. She worked on support magic, never anger... Stop, what do you mean by support magic? Not everyone can be a solo mage, particularly for elaborate rituals. Sometimes we need priestesses with some training to provide extra mana. Robin, does that check out? Yes, it's common enough. They're often unsung heroes of large mage organizations. Sister Helena was in the cathedral beginning the sanctification. I'm told it's the equivalent of laying magical foundations. Important but boring work. Because of the restrictions on the sanctification process, there were very few on site. Just a guard, a worker, and... Well, I'll get into it later. No! Get into it now! I'ma need all these details! The point is, while Sister Helena was alone... Wait. So there's a guard, a worker, and someone else. One guard, one worker, plus one unknown. The point is, while Sister Helena was alone, she was viciously killed. If you dare look at the body, you'll see it's quite horrible. And nobody saw it happen? The guard on duty heard a scream, but when she ran in, there was no one else there. Of course, she looked for the killer. The only people she found were a local worker and a young man who seems to be a thief. Okay, guard... Wait. But... There was a guard... Okay, they're saying... Wait. Okay, so the guard on duty... When they say there were very few on site, they don't mean they were in the room, or like... Yeah, she was alone when she died. The guard on duty ran in. There was no one else there. She looked for the kill. The only people she found were a local worker and a young man who seems to be a thief. Okay, so the thief is the third unknown. Are we sure he wasn't the killer? It seems hard to believe, but I'll leave that up to you. You can investigate the body and the three who were closest to the witnesses. Alright, let's get to work. Let's investigate. Here's our body. It's quite a mess. That's a lot of blood. Poor Sister Hurena. She was torn apart, as if by claws instead of edged weapons. Unperson, maybe? Demon? Not quite. I hate to bring it up, but a Ripper could do this. A Ripper? I don't even know what that is. Knife used in the underworld sometimes. They'll tear apart a body similar to this. Sometimes they're used to fake a death by monsters. Other times, just to hurt somebody. I love that they use this for more world building. That's so dope. That we're still learning random shit about the world this deep in. So we still can't be certain about the method of death. No, we have magical investigative methods. I can tell you that some sort of portal was briefly opened, and that Sister Hurena's wounds have slight magical residue. So the obvious hypothesis is someone summoned a fucking demon to do it. Meaning that she was likely killed by someone opening a demon portal. It could conceivably have been a knife with a magical charge to better fake the death. That's plausible, though I don't know how likely it is. We can't rule anything out, but there's a saying, if you hear wings, think birds, not drakes. Yeah, so the issue is, in reality, the simplest solution is often the correct one. But in mystery novels and games, it isn't very interesting if it's the simplest solution. So you kind of have to assume the opposite a lot of the time. Demon, portal summoning, Ripper, knife, plus magical residue. So let's keep our minds open, but not so open that we invent really elaborate schemes. Can we rule out a targeted assassination? Surely poison or suffocation would be more effective. This was certainly messy and inconvenient, which does suggest something about motive. To send a message, it certainly ruined the sanctification. Could be, but there's another possibility. A crime of passion. Ah, someone hated Sister Hurena so much they summoned demons to kill her. I do love that the term is a crime of passion. In my head, I conflate passion and love. But obviously you can passionately hate someone too. The method does leave open magical ways to track them, so it seems foolish. That might be the answer, but let's keep looking. As soon as we have all the information we can get from the body, we'll put Sister Hurena to rest. Fighter types, do any of you think this blood looks odd? It's certainly far away from the rest of the body, but that can happen. Actually, now that you mention it, the splatters are a bit odd. Yeah, I know a bit about blood splatters, but I'm not as confident in battlefield examples. The blood on the wall is really scattered, like you'd get being ripped into by claws. Doesn't that make sense if we're suspecting demons? Contrast them to the blood around the body. Heavier pools plus a stain from an impact. It seems to me like Sister Hurena was standing by the window when she was attacked, then her body was thrown back to its present position. Weird. That would explain why most of the injuries are on her front instead of her back, if she flipped in the air. Okay, so the claw wound is on the front. But what does that actually tell us? Only that she was standing here and then was killed violently, instead of quietly. and that there wasn't much of a struggle, though I suppose that's normal for an old woman with only support magic. Maybe the window could be relevant somehow? For a sanctification ceremony, she should have been by the altars and statues, but she could easily have taken a walk. Interesting. It's possible that someone drew her attention to the window before the murder, but that's pure speculation. Drew the attention to the window. Have we done enough investigating to be confident in the demon hypothesis? Yes. I legitimately want to see what happens. Here's what we know so far. Okay, it just lets you do it. That's crazy. I'm so surprised they just let you do it, dude. That blows my mind. Haven't even asked a single person. I'm fucking balling it. I'm gonna investigate the area before I talk to people. See if there's any other clues in the vicinity. Yeah, the orb doesn't interact. This one doesn't have an orb, interestingly enough. I wonder why one of the sides has an orb, but the other doesn't. Okay. Who do we talk to first? There's not that many people here. I thought there'd be more. Why is the thief just standing around here? You know, I moved in these statues when they were first installed. Oh, it's the worker. Are the statues part of the case? No, it's just kind of funny. I helped build this place and now they're accusing me of desecrating it. Have you been working for the church for long then? Quite a few years. I won't claim to be the best Ivalen, but it's good, honest work. Most generic piece of dialogue ever. I'm proud to work here, and I was proud to help with the re-sanctification. At least, until the murder. Poor Hurena. Let's go back to that night. Why were you at the cathedral? To do the re-sanctification. They needed as few people as possible, so the sanctified priestess picked a small crew. What? Hurena was doing the magic work. Jesse was guarding the door. Jesse was guarding the door. And I was supposed to help out with moving shit. Stuff. Karina, is that plausible? Yes. Large-scale rituals usually involve physical components. Lorena was an old woman, so she'd need help. Rip. They don't appreciate true art, Kirby. A tragedy for the ages. Anyway, Hurena sent me out to get some new reagents or whatever, and that's when it happened. She just required something new mid-ritual. Yeah, that sort of thing happens all the time. I also think of Winry. It's also great that she's a worker character here, because Winry is also... like, this could just be Winry. So far, she fits the character to a T. Except that maybe... I don't know if Winry is actually religious. Especially since her memory isn't quite what it used to be. So you were outside. Also, what we're doing right now is we're doing a murder mystery. I love when they pull in a random B-plot. So you were outside and didn't hear anything when the murder took place. That's right. I don't have any special evidence for you, but if you ask me, that thief was probably the one responsible. Sneaked in, Hurena got startled, and he killed her in panic. Good thing Jesse caught him. Interesting. If the thief is a stereotypical thief, I really don't think that, like, she'd get her first wound up against the wall and then get thrown to the center. Like, that makes no sense for the thief to do. I could see a guard doing it, but it It doesn't scream like calculated to me. Why do you suspect him? Nobody said he was covered in blood or anything of the sort. Kirby, the 170-hour mark in an HRPG. Get it right, okay? You can't downplay the investment I put into this piece of shit game. That I love very much. Yeah, but he was the only one there, and the blood doesn't mean nothing. You can tell he's a rough young man, even if not a hardened killer. He definitely knows how to clean up blood. And why would he leave the stain on the window or right under the window? Makes no sense to me. Like, the crime looks a lot less weird without that thing on the window. He didn't have time for that, but he had time to clean up for himself before getting caught. I guess there is a source of water at the bottom of the church here, at the, like, where they do the, what's it called? Dop in Swedish? But I think it's water there. Like religious pools. I need to double check again, but it looks like water to me. Do you remember anything else from that night? Nope, sorry. But yeah, he shouldn't have had time to clean his own blood then. You seemed awfully suspicious of Frania. With a name like that, I am too. Did you see the scars on her wrists? She tried to hide them, but I guarantee Frania has done time in prison. Not the best Evalin, huh? Interesting. That doesn't make her guilty, but she probably had the capacity to kill. On the other hand, if she's reformed, maybe that means we can trust her judgment about the thief. We'll see. Okay, so to me, these look like pools of water. So I could see the thief cleaning up blood, but then you should find residue in the water. Interesting that there's two guard figures. Let's talk to the thief first. I didn't do anything! How the fuck? Okay, you look like you're 10. I didn't do anything! Everybody's wanting to pin this on me because I'm some poor kid, but I'm no killer! Why were you in the cathedral when it was supposed to be closed to everyone? How the hell was I supposed to know that? Everybody was gone! There were no guards, so I just wandered in. Why? Because you thought you could take something? There you go again. I might live on the streets, but I'm no thief. There were no guards, so I just wandered in. Curious. No guards, so I just wandered in. That seems to contradict a couple earlier pieces of information. We're sorry for pressing, young man. Let's start off somewhere else. What's your name? Gravo. Pleased to meet you, Gravo. I'm Sister Karina. It's just that there were so few people there when the sister was murdered. Where was the guard, if he wasn't standing guard? You could be able to help us find the killer. Did you see anything while you were in the cathedral? I was barely in here. I just saw the dead lady and got freaked. Then that beast of a guard yanked me out and arrested me. Never had a chance to see anything. And that's all? Got nothing for you. Thank you for your help, Gravo. Okay, even I can tell he wasn't telling the truth. He seems scared to me, but a killer, I don't know. If he really didn't see anything, that leaves us without many options. I don't buy that. If he was in here to steal, maybe he took something. How long are you keeping me here? This means we have to re-sanctify the cathedral again, right? Am I getting hired to do that? I'm trying to figure out motives. Which one of these is the guard, you think? Hello there. You were the guard on duty during the attack, right? Yes, my name is Jesse. I suppose you want to hear the story from me? I don't have anything to add to what the brother told you. I also fought James immediately. It would be helpful to hear it in your words. Alright, I'll do my best. I hope that it can help you find whoever did this awful thing. She's guilty. No one says this exact sentence without being guilty. I hope it can help you find whoever did this awful thing. You're a guard, you don't talk like this. You know how they're re-sanctifying the cathedral? I won't claim to understand the magic. I just know it meant there weren't many of us on duty. And they trusted you alone to protect everyone? They didn't expect anything to go wrong? Maybe I don't seem strong to you, but I fought in the Third Arclentian War and I'm always on monster duty. I should be enough to handle any problems. I won't claim to understand the magic. I fought in the Third Arclentian War and I'm always on monster duty. Why were you hired? But when I looked away, someone killed Sister Helena. I wasn't there when she needed me. You must feel terribly guilty, but we need you to work past that. We aren't here to make you feel bad, but we can't let it go that easily. Why weren't you at your station? I was by the door almost the entire night. There's no way. I think it must have been magic. Easy now. There's only one way into the cathedral. Yes, the grand doors. This is one of the only cathedrals without other rooms on the main floor, because the religious district handles other purposes. Almost the entire night means it wasn't the entire night. Not sure why I'm so yawny today, but I am. I'm no expert, but I don't think you can teleport in and out of this place. I felt some magic, but rest assured, we'll look into all possibilities. Dry your tears. Thank you, sister. If you were on monster duty constantly, and you served in the Third Arclentian War, these are some fucking crocodile tears. But the fact remains that you were the only person to hear the incident, and the one to find the body. Yes, that's true. But there are 2 others who have been held for questioning. I did my duty, but it has to be magic. I don't think it could possibly be Frania or... Frania? Yes, she's over to the west. She's a worker employed by the church, doing repair work and carrying things. Because Frania is trusted, she was the one who was supposed to carry sanctification materials for Sister Helena, and help her in general. But she wasn't there at the time of the incident? No, she was carrying supplies from the alleyway outside. Does the alleyway go behind the church so you can look through the windows? I'm trying to think of ways she could be baited to the window. After I got over my horror at the incident, I saw a young man breaking out a cathedral window to run away, so I apprehended him. What? Do the windows open? And so that's our other individual. Did he see anything? I didn't question him. I was too distraught. But if you want my opinion, I think he's just a thief, not a killer. Just at the wrong place at the wrong time. Thank you very much, Jesse. We appreciate your candor. Karina, I know you're trying to help, but... Oh, I'm sorry. Should I have said nothing? No, I think this can work for us, if we're more deliberate about it. You be the compassionate one. I'll ask the harder questions. Then they'll slip up with you. Oh my, how devious. I'll do my best to help. But if I may ask, do you think Jesse did it? It'd be irresponsible of me to decide so early, but... Probably not. She's hiding something, but I doubt she could have killed Helena like that. Hiding something? What? She glossed over the fact that this thief got inside without her noticing. She clearly wasn't paying as much attention as she claimed. correct. Oh dear, it might be a simple laxity on a boring assignment, but who can say? Onward with the investigation. I'm just here to make sure the thief doesn't run off, especially if he's a murderer. Oh wow, that's all I get? I'm incredibly surprised that that's all I get. I'm clicking around as much as I can. Oh! Wait a minute, shouldn't there be one of those crystal ball thingies here? Yes! Exactly what I said earlier. Sorry, you're betraying yourself as not a very good Evalan. Of course there are. You think that it was broken or taken? Unless it's normal for them to be cycled or replaced for the sanctification. I don't know. Extremely unlikely, in my opinion. The Arden Church is well off, but not rich enough to casually throw around such magical objects. I love the idea of our entire harem being in here, including like Miguel and Janine and like every single motherfucker in the party. Just kind of vibing in the church while we do this. Which obviously isn't the case. Vala comes from Ardford, so she would obviously be here, but it's very funny nonetheless. But not rich enough to casually throw around such magical objects. They all should have been here, to benefit from the sanctification spell. Great, then this is a clue. But what does it mean? Part of the murder? Nope, I think our thief Gravo grabbed it. Let's go back and question him. Sabify is not having a good time here. She was when she murdered the High Priestess, but she's not having a good time now, knowing that she's the murderer. How long are you keep? Anything you want to tell us about the mystic sphere missing from the table? What? I don't know nothing about no fancy orb. Don't lie, we've already found where you stashed it. Fuck, Look, I admit it. I slipped inside hoping to snatch something. But I didn't kill nobody. I would never. Please work together with us, Gravo. We can help each other. How the fuck will that happen? You just want to lock me away. Look, I doubt you committed the murder. If you're a thief, you have a credible excuse for being here. But you need to tell us if you saw anything. Understand? Alright, I admit I lied. But I'll tell the truth from now on. I swear it. Swear on what? I guess in a world where the goddesses and gods are real, swearing on something actually might matter compared to just saying I swear. On me mum! On Ivala, or my mother, or my own damn life. Please, just believe me. He didn't specify. He left an out. I don't believe you, Kuno. This guy is so much more likable than Kuno, though. We're listening, but remember we have other evidence. If you tell us what you think we want to hear, we'll find out. I heard that the guards were really thin due to the ceremony or whatever. So yeah, I slipped in hoping to take something. You just slipped past Jessie on duty? I don't know shit about that. The night lady wasn't there. Didn't even see her until she grabbed me out of nowhere. It was like this. I saw the old broad doing some fancy magic ritual. I slipped around the side and grabbed one of those orbs. Then she started screaming. I saw some horrible thing appear out of a portal and tear her apart. A demon? I don't know about that kind of thing. Nasty monster that collapsed as the portal fell apart. I freaked the fuck out, threw the orb, tried to run, got captured. That's all I know. For real this time. Okay, so we lied and said that we found the stash. But you're saying you threw the orb. That doesn't check out. Well, that's at least a more plausible story. Do I get any forgiveness for cooperating? I'll tell you anything I remember, but I don't know much. I mean, it lends credence to the demon theory, unless he was listening to us talking too loud to the guard right next to him, where she, you know, said it's probably not a person, it's probably a demon. Because why the fuck would he know that? Or, like, make that comparison if it didn't happen? Your support is very appreciated, Gravo. Please keep thinking back if you can. Assuming he's telling the truth, which I think is likely, we have an order of events. Sister Helena is in the middle of her ritual when someone summons demons to kill her. Gravo bolts, Jesse grabs him, and it goes from there. And Frania, you think she was just an incidental bystander? Hey, I didn't say that I had everything figured out. Someone else isn't being honest, though. You told Gravo that we'd found where he'd stashed his theft. Karina, I know that you're stupid, but sometimes, while you're interrogating someone, you have to lie to them in order to make them slip up and say more than they intended to say. And the easiest way to do that is claiming that you have more information than you actually have. I know that this might make me heretical in the face of Ivala, but counterpoint, we own Ivala now. Quite literally, she's part of the harem and bound to Simon, or will be bound to Simon in like a little bit, probably. Unless she already is. We own her sister, so like we have leverage over her. So like arguably we own her by association. So I don't care that I'm heretical to Ivala just yet. Unless she gets relationship points, in which case I do care because I want to max them out, and then I'll be heretical to Ivala. Bluffing is fair play. Just had to put on some pressure to make a story crack. I suppose, but I don't like the idea of trying to find truth via lies. Me when I am upfront about exactly where I'm at in the investigation and that I don't know anything yet to the person trying to lie to me. Just to make sure that, like, we don't get off on the wrong foot, and I investigate in a ethically correct way. There are extensive philosophical discussions about the morality of such things. And stealing bread to feed your family. I know. None of what now? None of that now. We're trying to solve a real mystery, not a philosophical one. The truest mysteries are the mysteries of the heart. Simon. You are the biggest player in the entire world. You can't be throwing out these shonen protagonist lines from like 12-year-olds. Like, this is something a 15-year-old says, not you. Karina, make him stop. Okay, thank God the game acknowledged it too. I would have been tilted if not. I feel terrible for failing in my duty. Please, get justice for Sister Serena however you can. Is there anywhere else to investigate? I'm curious that I didn't get new dialogue options when we know she lied. Can I go outside? No. It might mean it's time to start making a deduction. Pools, maybe? They don't have a like interact icon, but you know, that hasn't stopped anyone before. I don't think it's anything here. I think we're meant to make our first deduction and move the case along. Do we get to see you stream the spreadsheet? I could. What does this capture? Yeah. What the fuck? I've just been doing this right now. So, not really that much. But when I add stuff, I guess technically I can... Let me copy this. I don't know if this is readable even, but... Is that readable? Let me go... Well, I won't be able to see it if I do this. I've realized the error of my ways. I will open it on my phone. You bought myself. That looks readable. Cool. Okay. I mean... Why was she distracted, though? Have we done enough investigating to be confident in the demon hypothesis? I mean, even if we know the demon hypothesis, that still doesn't tell us who summoned it or why. Sure. Here's what we know so far. Sister Helena was killed by demons, or a demon-mimicking weapon, on the night before the main ritual. Instead of performing the sanctification by the altars, she was near the window when she was attacked. There were 3 people known to be in or near the cathedral at the time. Jesse, Frani, and Gravo. I think I believe Gravo when he says he was just there to steal opportunistically. If it was really a demon portal, does that mean we know nothing at all? It could have been anyone? It better not. That's where I'm hoping our mages could help. Ordinarily, demonic portals require magical working at the time of their opening. I'm leaning Jessie, just because she was part of the Third Arclentian War that had a bunch of demons all the time, but we'll see. However, we can't say that for certain. Someone could embed magic to trigger later, for example. But could they embed it in Ardford Cathedral during an elaborate purity ceremony? Doubtful. That's progress. My next question, what kind of range can you get on those demon summoning spells? Like most spells, it becomes more difficult at range, but with enough power and skill, I feel we can rule that out. If our murderer was some tower mage striking from afar, they could kill someone far more cleanly. That's true. Even if they wanted to send a message, the magical residue is a huge amount of evidence. Could we find the killer via the magical traces? Given the time elapsed, not likely. At best, it could be circumstantial evidence. Good, don't take this from me. Or don't take this from me. I think our killer is, or has access to, moderately powerful demon magic, but they're not particularly skilled. I agree, many aspects of the killing seem quite clumsy. If our assumptions are true, the killer had to be relatively nearby at the time of the murder. I mean... An easy answer is just... Jesse walked to the backside of the church, and then like called to the sister through the window. Which is why she would be by the window. She triggers the spell and then a demon attacks her before she really gets a chance to react, right? It would explain why she wasn't guarding the door at the time. So for example, they could have lured Helena to the window, then summoned the demons from the other side. Simon, I love you for saying exactly what I was thinking. Even an inept mage could pierce the cathedral defenses from so close, yes. The worker is more likely, no? No, because she was never assigned to be by the entrance, whereas the guard was. And the thief got in at the same time, while it was left unguarded by the front. I would argue it's likelier the guard, because since the guard wasn't guarding the entrance when the thief got in and the thief spotted it, That means by the time the murder was occurring, the guard wasn't by the entrance. The alley is, yes, by the side of the building, but there are two sides of the building. It wouldn't surprise me if, while the worker was working on one side of the alley, the guard slipped by the other side and went behind. Seems fairly easy to do, and it would explain why the door was unguarded. So we need to expand our investigation. Simon, this part is on you. Anyone in the religious district? Oh dear, that makes things a bit harder. Ooh, I adore that we get more people. Were there many people nearby that night? Not so many due to the hour and the ritual, but they would have been more important. Someone has been murdered and this is a formal investigation. That's true, but lords and ladies won't be so easy to question compared to workers. You have a list of them? Sir Tobruk is a holy knight and he was overseeing the sanctification of the entire district. Tobruk. Kirer. No, okay. Murder. No, you can't make murder out of it. To broke someone. No. Just memeing, trying to Ace Attorney it. Shelly the killer. Lord Shemil came by that night, apparently just on a walk. I remember because it was very odd of him to disappear. Or to appear. Okay, werewolf guy. So we got Tobruk and Shemil. Apparently just on a walk. Lady Trisha is one of Sister Hurena's relatives. I'm not sure how. She was visiting that night as well. Beatrice? Is that you? And finally, a sister. No, a former sister. Aenia left the church, but she was friends with Hurenia, or used to be. Okay, I adore that the first three have really, like, dubious motives. And then they're like, okay, so you got the hypothesis down. Here's like 4 characters with two of them having, like, plausible motives. Don't know about the other 2 though, but they probably will too. She was friends with Hurena, or used to be. Hello, Doctor from Persona 5. And I was there, of course. Going by the rules of... going by Nox rules of detective mysteries, it's the brother, for sure. Thanks for your help. We'll go round up all the suspects. I think the old priest is the murder. Fuck! If you said it, it can't be true. Oh no, it's been ruled out already. Fuck! I thought I had it. Gotta get a drink. BRB 1 second. I wasn't thinking of heating up some leftovers. I got hungry out of nowhere. I don't know why. I need my brain to function for this part. Also, I say that it can't be the brother, the old priest, but Nalili has been getting progressively more, like, shrewd and locked in as the story has progressed. So at this point, I think I trust her judgment quite a lot. I'm heating up a mini pizza to give me some emergency energy. Why do you say that? Because that would be the biggest surprise. I'd never see that coming. Okay, so I trusted your judgment until you said that, and now it's ruled out because it would be way too on the nose for that to actually be true. You clearly just did. Let's not throw around accusations wildly. He seems a lovely old man. I don't think it's him. All the work he's done to set this up would only hurt him if he was involved. He could be framing someone, I suppose. If so, he's doing a shitty job of it. Okay, okay. Does it mean I can go out? Oh my god, that's so sick. I'm so down. I was sick of hearing about the Crystal Vivala. Okay, but okay, we gotta find the people they're talking about. Why did Vivala allow her... Damn it, damn it, damn it! I had one thing! Wait... Well, they said the religious district Well, they gave us the list of people that were there. We need to find them. Absolutely no entry. There's too much to investigate. Meta as fuck. I agree, there's too much to investigate. Let's go find the people they were talking about. Alleyway on the right? You mean here? Is this on the left too, but... Well, the thing is, I don't think this is actually the alleyway, right? I think you can't get to the alleyway, which is here. Let's go find the Tobruk. Let's go find everyone they're talking about. No, I get it. It's fine. This has to be one of them, the sister. Yup. Hello there. Hello. Pleased to meet you, I'm sure. Lady Tricia, we need to ask you some questions about the night Sister Helena was murdered. Well, this conversation took a rapid turn for the worse. Helena is my cousin, and yes, I was visiting her that night, but I was sleeping in a nearby building when the murder happened. Do you have an alibi? Fooch. Let's figure it out. We were hoping to clarify your relationship to Sister Helena. Look, I know what you're thinking, but why don't I save us all some time? That's not a good answer. That's a pretty bad answer. If you're going to confess, that'd be super disappointing. You're not supposed to say that part out loud, Dari, but I agree. I had nothing to do with her death. How could I even have done anything to her? Well, you could have stood on the other side and used a pre-prepped demon summoning spell after grabbing her attention and had the demon kill her. That's one way to do it. But if you look into our history, I admit that things will start to look suspicious. What do you mean? We argued long and hard over her decision to become a priestess instead of helping the family, and it just got worse over time. If you ask around, you'll find tons of people who say I hated her. But that's not true. We were still family, no matter how rough things were between us. Why did she invite you that night? I thought she might want to make amends, but now, I guess I'll never know. Really weird that she'd invite you and then work on the spell and then like wait with talking to you about the reason she invited you until after this. That's really weird. I feel like the first thing you do is communicate that before you start the work that's gonna take 2 days. Well, we still need you to come to the cathedral for further questioning. Oh, poo. Anybody have any insight on her? Her family wasn't particularly important, so I don't know much. Yeah, I've never heard of them. Well, I don't think she'd tell us about their fights if she was guilty, but that doesn't let her off the hook. Unless it was a crime of passion she didn't think through, and she's trying to get ahead of it. If so, we'll find out. I mean, she does have the perk of being a sister, so like if I saw a sibling on the other side of the window, I'd be walking over there and going like, yo, cool! He's not gonna be in there. They're gonna put one down here and then one to the side, for sure. I was like, what's blocking me? And it's a pigeon. Could be in the bank, since one of them is rich. Oh my god, I walked out. Not in the bank. At the bar, maybe? Ah, nice. I knew you looked a little different. Man, I adore that they're doing a mystery segment like this. I really hope it's well thought through. I haven't added anything to my thing, so I'm gonna remove this for now until I start adding things to it. What? We're here to talk to you about the death of Sister Hurena. Look, I'm completely innocent. I didn't say anything about you being guilty. I just want to talk. Yeah, sure. You wouldn't be talking to me if you didn't suspect that it was possible. Will you let me go if I tell you everything? I used to be a priestess, but I was sleeping around and I got kicked out. Okay, but that's based. So why would you get kicked out if you're based? Hurena was a friend, so I was going to say goodbye to her before I left for good. That's all. Weird. Yeah. And you decided to say goodbye during a period of purification lockdown. Exactly. I wasn't permitted otherwise, so as to avoid sullying the good priestesses, it was our last chance. What? What the fuck are you talking about? Why would you be permitted? What? Hello? Why would you be permitted now? But okay. Anyone else you meant to meet who could confirm your story? Just the two of us. Sorry, I wasn't a very good priestess. Sister, are you hurting? If there's something you need to share, I'm done doing confessional. I'd like to go, unless you're formally bringing me in. I'm formally bringing you in. How was it just the two of you? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Right? I'm not trolling. We're bringing you in. Fuck. I'm not sure what to think of Aenia. Well, she was relatable as fuck at the end there, so she can't be the bad guy. I don't like how she had an answer for everything, so smoothly, and nothing we can confirm. So smoothly, she avoided answering anything. If anything, she has the weakest story by far. You think it may have been her? Haven't decided, but shouldn't you be more sympathetic to other fallen priestesses? Hey! Curious and curiouser. That's the bar. I wonder if it's in the bar. There's like no way, right? Thank you. I love this quest. This quest was so cute. Hey, what's that? Okay, that was the... I thought that was a realisy for a second. Just because of the hair. One is definitely in the Merchant Guild, right? Everyone is upset about the Incubus Kings, but if you ask me, they got off easy. Where is he gonna be? He's gonna be... Isn't it the Crystal Refinery one? Not to be gosh, but at least our crystals won't be constantly compared with that giant golden one anymore. Real. Really, he's not in here? Blows my mind. I guess he's not a merchant. I haven't checked the marine store. Gotta cover all my bases. Well, would you look at that? Might not be in the merchant's quarter or merchant guild, but he sure is merchanting. Excuse me? Hi there, we're here to ask you about the events the night of... I had absolutely nothing to do with that tragedy. Save your time. I like that he just assumes what it is. What if someone else died and you don't know about it? What if a different tragedy that isn't a murder happened? Because he was there. Look, you're speaking my language, Kirby. Do you deny that you were in the religious district while it was sealed during the night of the murder? I was there, but it was a coincidence. I'm no mage. How could I have been involved? You're wearing a conspicuously mage-shaped outfit. But you deal in Yihilini mage stuffs, don't you? Damn it. Not this again. I'm an Arden citizen. Just because I have Yihilini blood doesn't mean I have magic in my veins, or that I'm disloyal to Ardaheim. None of that answers the question as to why you were there. Unrelated business. Too complicated to get into. Believe me. I doubt that. Fucking baller! How did he know it was a magic portal murder? Did I miss that? What the fuck? I'm no mage. How could I have been You're so locked in. I swore I was gonna catch everything and I just glanced right past it. Oh boy. That's a fucking yikers by him. I didn't even catch it. I didn't even react, bro. I just read past. It's GG, we got our guy. It's this guy. Also, I got sidetracked, but it's baller as fuck that Miguel goes, I doubt it's too complicated. Fucking gonna mog him immediately. Lady Miguel, are you going to play a Yihilini persecution line with me too? I may be oversensitive about the subject, but nothing I said was untrue. Well, she's a known traitor in this area, so, I mean... Seems pretty reasonable. It's not like we can't mind wipe them afterwards. Why is she here, boss? Oh! She's been following us the entire time, right? Wasn't she with the random inquisition. Wasn't she going... Didn't we say... No, one of her things is needed in Artford for her quest as well, right? Sure, and... Oh no, I think it makes sense for her to join in the this area when it's where we do like the most business. The Merchants Guild is here. I think it's silly that she's in the murder party, but calling her for this seems fine. I don't know. Her being in Ardford makes sense to me, but being in here in this room right now is silly. I agree. You made that up. The Illusion Inquisition thing. I think we're just vibing. Especially because we're, like, a known entity and we've done so much with them. That's like... I don't think they would have trusted a random Inquisition thing either. I think Karina is a better way to do it. A better in. Finished eating now, by the way, so no more breaks. I wanted to go to the Evolent Bank to conduct business, only to find it closed. Simon? Well, the ruling class... Well, first of all, Simon isn't like a known figure in the same way. Like, all the ruling people know that he's the sidekick, or like, that he's... What name did they even use for him? Dargelon or whatever? The fucking... Not Dargelon, even then, it's just random schmucks and Karina. Yeah, and Karina is like the highest authority, or second highest authority in the fucking church. So being the second highest authority in the church and taking on the Dark Eye, yeah, Dark Eye is what he's called, yeah. But it's like being the second highest authority in the church and saying you want to solve it with your entourage seems fine to me. Karina's not that high. No, she's the third highest, right? She's the step right below a high priestess, right? So I guess, did we ever make that provisional high priestess role? We did, right? So I guess she's the fourth? No, no, we voted against that, didn't we? In the Goonfall part? So then she's either the third or fourth role. I wanted to go to the Evolent Bank to conduct business, only to find it closed. She's also a bit of a celebrity, though, to be fair. So I had to return. I only heard about the rest later. You have to agree that's unusual enough that we should discuss it further. I don't think those levels exist. Well, basically every priestess, except the high priestesses, defer to her whenever she's on screen. So she was also a contender for becoming a high priestess early in the game. She's definitely a veteran priestess that's very well known by, like, literally everyone. So I would say that she's probably one of the best people that could be walking outside the cathedral when a random brother is like, someone has died! Can someone with more authority than me look into it? Like, you're not gonna get the high priestess to do it. That's a 1 in a billion. Even Karina walking around is a 1 in a million. Very well. I can see I'm not getting out of wasting a day on this. Am I the only one thinking he was shady as hell? It's suspicious that he would go to the bank at night, and that he wouldn't know it was closed. It's not just that, he also believed the killing was magical. Well, again, most people don't know that. Darkeye was outed by the ruling class. Like, Tina knows, and, like, the advisor to the king that I forgot the name of. That also hasn't showed up again. Which is interesting, because she was a pretty big deal back then. I hope she shows up again at some point. We were the delegation. Yeah, but, like... people don't know that we're associated with the Doom King by default. A random, like, churchgoer isn't gonna know that. The brother isn't gonna know that. The High Priestess in question might know that, but like the people that we're dealing with now do not know that. They explicitly didn't publicize it, if you recall, because they wanted to hold it as leverage on him, but didn't want to cause chaos. So they were like, we know who you are, but they didn't announce it. So there's like 12 people in this fucking city that knows. They're all the people that were there, and I guess if they told their closest people, but you know, it's not like it's a known fact. It's not just that, he also believed the killing was magical, even though we said nothing about that. Huh, good catch. Yeah, good catch, Kirby. You think he's guilty? We don't have enough evidence to say for sure, but he knows more than he's letting on. What's missing is motive. I know Lord Shimil, and his business is relatively mundane. What possible benefit could he possibly get from killing an old priestess? That's for the Simon is the Doom King, though? No, it's not, right? It's that Simon is Dark Guy. Dark Guy, or whatever. Oh, wait. Isn't it for both of them? Because they did find out that he's... Like, Simon was disguising himself as Dargai here. As, like, a separate guy. And they're like... Because Simon explicitly talked to... Well, Vala is one, but who the fuck is it? It wasn't the High Priestess. It was Tina, and then there was the Advisor. But I think it was the Advisor pointed it out, because Simon talks to her as Simon, and then also talks to her as Dargai, and then later on it's like, drop the act, we know you're Dargai. I don't recall if it was you're the Doom King, but it's definitely Simon could no longer be Simon here. But again, it doesn't matter, because it was never publicized. Yeah, that's fair. But it was never publicized, I do recall that. So I don't think, like, anyone in the city really knows. What possible benefit could he possibly get from killing an old priestess? No idea, but I think it's good to bring him in. Motive is the... What are you... Goodness, my work was really scary for a while there. Okay. I don't think any of it got publicized. I think that was strictly in the discussion in confidence. The last guy's gonna be in the Order of Silence, isn't he? Oh no, here he is. Somebody else want to approach? This guy's intimidating. You're Sir Tobruk, are you not? Vala, wonderful to see you back in Ardford. Or perhaps not so wonderful. You seem to be in grim company. You must have heard about Sister Hurena being killed in the cathedral. Yes, a terrible matter. Murdered by a thief, I believe. Okay. How... Interesting. But the thing is, no one involved thinks it's the thief, right? The brother didn't say anything, and the guard didn't think it was the thief. Oh, no. The worker thinks it's the thief. I'm just trying to see where he would have heard it from, and I guess the worker would have told him then, because she was on it being the thief. I'm not sure it's that simple, sir. We're investigating the matter further. Dari, the errant little unwoman. You presume to question me? Can we kill this guy? I do! You were one of very few individuals nearby at the time of the murder, so you need to be questioned. And this investigation is a formal one. As close as it gets, given the absence of the High Priestess. The father was as well? Okay, my bad. I forgot that the father was. Very well. I know nothing of the matter, but it is possible that I saw something that might be useful in the investigation. First, why were you in the religious district? I was overseeing the resanctification preparations. You should know this. You were Sister Herena's superior in this. Do you know of anyone who might have wanted her dead? Sister Herena was a gentle soul, loved by nearly all. I would sooner believe this was random violence. However, she and former priestess Aenia were at odds in the days prior. That doesn't line up with her story. And were at odds in the days prior. Perhaps they had arguments I knew nothing of. One more question. Did you sense any kind of spatial or sexual magic in the district that night? Absolutely not. I was monitoring everything for the purification, so that would have stood out. Annie is the culprit, right? Somehow there's like 3 really fucking suspicious people out of like 7. So it's not gonna be any one of them, it's gonna be like the least suspicious one for sure. Actually, frankly, it might be us who did it. Oh, hello, Marcus. Spatial or sexual magic? Only divine, or very refined arcane magic could have been cast during that night. Samil has a magic shop with Yihilin. So he's the arcane one. Divine could be the other priestess. That's all I have for right now. We'll talk more at the cathedral. If you insist. We got everyone. For whatever it's worth, I think his analysis is correct. Everyone was already monitoring magic in the district. But do we have anyone else's word? If he was the one casting, he could just lie to us. I'd prefer to believe he's a good man, but it's always possible. It's another piece of evidence in favor of a murderer close to the cathedral, however. This is basically Umineko, Niklas. It's Umineko-like. We'll get to the bottom this one way or another. This was actually why I picked up this game in the first place. I was really missing Umineko. I thought I hadn't had enough murder mysteries in my life, so I was like, I need another one. So we decided to play a hentai RPG for 170 hours in order to get to the really, really good murder mystery part. I'm nothing if not dedicated to the cause. Oh, hey there. Dari, fancy seeing you again. You in town for any reason in particular? Well, I was supposed to be helping Sir Tobruk with anti-sexual purifications, but that's all on pause. The reason I talked to this guy is because he just popped into existence and wasn't here before. Umineko-like? God. I hope we don't get Umineko-likes. Umineko is enough Umineko for every pony. I was hoping he might still be working for him. Has he done anything unusual lately? Other than scramble without the High Priestess? Nah, not really. Sir Tobruk is a bit of an asshole, but he's straight as an arrow. I just try to stay on his good side. Huh, alright. Something up? He was there during the incident at the cathedral, but I don't have enough evidence in any direction. Well, I don't know anything, but in all the time we worked together, Sir Tobruk has just wanted to get this done. Curious? Okay, so why are you standing in the corner like that, Blair Witching? Okay, you just randomly walked into the corner and started Blair Witching. Good to know. None of the suspects will get out, and no one will wander in. The rest is up to you. It's time to lock in. It's time to figure this shit out. Please complete the investigation expeditiously. Yeah, I'm really happy they picked this song. This is a waste of everyone's time. Are we done yet? You're not even gonna say anything, huh? Interesting. Vala is there as well. Oh. I believe you found all the possible suspects now. Okay, cool. I was like, oh, is there more? Interesting. I feel terrible for failing in my duty. Please, get justice for her however you can. Yeah. Sorry, I have a suggestion that might help your investigation. I'm all ears. We cannot be certain that the person who opened the demonic portal was a mage, but that is by far the most likely method. Logically, we should focus more on suspects with that capability. The difficulty lies in accurately finding them. Yeah, if asked, they can just lie, and even investigation will miss self-taught mages. There is, however, another method that, while not a definite conclusion, is nearly impossible to fake or trick. Essentially, we will send a pulse of demonic energy through the cathedral and see how their personal mana reacts. Those with no exposure will shiver or flinch. Anyone who has handled such magic before, however, will automatically resist it to some degree. Sounds great, let's do it! Let me know when you'd like to begin, then watch closely. It will obviously only be effective once. How do you know about this, by the way? I have read a magical investigator novel or two. Robin, can we talk about Umineko together for prolonged periods of time? I need to get a second opinion. You've been doing an excellent job leading the investigation, Dari. Have I? I'm nervous with you watching. If you're looking for grading from me, I have none to offer. You're quite skilled at this. Even the most skilled can have oversights, however. I think we should revisit everyone's alibis. Oh, I guess we were focused on the night, not the exact time of the murder. Easy to fix now that we have everyone. Rather than a whole bunch of interviews, let's interrogate everyone one after another. Let me know when I'll set it up. I think the pulse is not reliable on its own, but it's gonna be good information to have. We know that Sister Hurena was standing over here when she was killed for some reason. Yup. They cleaned the rug, but this is the spot where Sister Hurena died. Why the fuck would you clean the rug mid-invest- Oh, okay, whatever. We have magic, it's fine, we can reconstruct it. Go ahead. Is it still coming? I don't feel anything. It's much too subtle to touch you. All of you regularly experience much worse in the tower. Well, it wasn't too subtle for me. I was watching closely. Strong flinch from Gravo. That's a strong sign against him as the murderer, right? He clearly hasn't had any exposure to demons or demonic magic. Minor effect on Jessie. I presume she's undergone some training and combat with similar magic. Major flinch from Frania and no resonance at all. So Tobruk was like Jessie, but even more extreme. Guess he has a lot of experience. There was no resonance suggesting common use of demonic magic, but it could be hiding within his hardened mana defenses. Shockingly strong response from Lord Shimil. He must have done some demonic magic in the past. All of us would trigger that too, simply due to our adventures, but he has the capability, yes. And he did say he didn't know magic, so that's a really bad sign for him. Now the big surprise. Lady Trisha has well-developed personal mana and didn't flinch at all. That doesn't fit her story. Problematic. Anya flinched, but also had a natural resonance. Her aura definitely seems pretty demonic to me. Could be a natural proclivity, or a method of hiding something. Okay. No, not everyone. Mana. I'm putting in Tobruk. Shimil. I mean, Jesse is still a suspect, so I'll put in Jesse as well. Trisha and Aenia. Not at all. This is great information to have. I'm not gonna use that to rule it out. I'm just using it to for the questioning them after. You want to interrogate everyone on their alibis? I want to see if I talk to her about. So you have more magical capacity than you claimed. A girl can take a few lessons. Is that a crime? No, but murder is. Look, Hirani and I might have argued, but you're insane. Insane! If you think I'd murder her. Not writing the full thing. Oh, you're saying that I should take screenshots of the full statements? I can agree with that, but I'm lazy. So if anything, I'll just take a clip of the VOD, and that'll let me look through it faster later. And by summoning demons. How we haven't mentioned demons. At all. We met each other all the time. Why wouldn't I poison her or something? We met each other all the time? What for? You know, family stuff, arguments. I already admitted that we weren't on the best of terms. Did anything seem unusual at any of those meetings? Anything we should know? Let's see. Trisha knew it was demons. I guess I'll put this up again. I already told you, I don't know anything. I just came to visit and I slept through it all. The guy before, I think it was Tobruk, right? No, it was Shemil. Said that Aenia was arguing with the priestess, not the sister. So Trisha has not been said to argue with her. Aside from her own mouth. Forgive me, I'm leaving this to you, but I did notice one thing. Go ahead, you're an important witness. I already told you everything about that night, but if you're looking into Lady Trisha, some weeks prior, she left to meet her cousin. Oh, where did they meet? The embassy's here in town, I think. To the embassies. Crazy. I know we have the main embassies, but this is also an embassy, right? Hello, could I ask you a few questions? Is this official business? I'll help if I can. Some weeks ago, did Sister Reina and Lady Trisha argue here? There'd be a blonde noblewoman and a... Oh, I remember. Huge argument. I almost wondered if they were gonna come to blows. What did they argue about? Anything you remember could be extremely important. Before they started shouting, they were pretty quiet, trying to keep the meeting secret for some reason. And after the yelling started, it was pretty incoherent. Something about a mistake made long ago that they didn't want to repeat. Fucking... Okay. I see. You don't know anything else? Would others have heard? Mistake long ago they did to repeat. It was odd. So some ambassadors talked about it afterward, but we couldn't put together much. Maybe some kind of disagreement over Queen Tina or the succession crisis, but also magical questions. It was odd. We couldn't piece it together. That's unfortunate. This was our best lead. Also magical questions. Well, there's one thing. Lady Trisha's always coming and going between here and the Gardens of Steam. You know, that would go... I forgot that happened, Marcus. If this ties together with that, that is insane. But I would adore it if it did. Is that unusual for a noblewoman? For that many visits, it is. She headed out again after the argument. Maybe there's something to it? There could be. Thank you very much. Because we never resolved who summoned those demons. You're actually cracked. But I think you actually have a point, because we never got to the bottom of that. Oh. Well, you're blocking... You're kind of blocking where the spot is. Oh, now you walked right up to it. Right up into it. I'd like really appreciate if you... Oh! Oh! Let's go. Alright, we spread out to investigate, but mages, I'll be relying on you to check all the magical evidence. There doesn't seem to be anything of enormous power here. There's a lot of enchantment related to making the stay pleasant. But like, magic discussion and succession discussion, and Tina got attacked. It fits, especially because she's a noble family, right? There doesn't seem to be anything of enormous power here. There's a lot of enchantment related to making the stay pleasant. Well, that interference might make it easy to hide something here, don't you think? Perhaps so. Something relatively low scale, like forbidden materials. Wait, I'm sensing some demon summoning materials in the bathhouse. Let's get over there to investigate. Why aren't you in the cathedral? The guard literally said no one will be let out. Yeah. Oh my, you work quickly. Are you going to try to stop our investigation? Because believe me, you'd regret it. Me? Fight a bunch of veteran combat mages? Don't be silly. Clearly you'd squish me like a bug, but it looks like I'll need to be honest with you. You know what they say, third time's the charm. For liars. It's true that her magical power seems limited, and I don't sense any threats. Rub it in, why don't you? Why not be honest from the beginning? As soon as I heard Hurena died, I knew that I'd be suspected, because we always argued, and everyone knew it. I thought I might put you off by admitting most of the truth right away, but apparently that didn't work. You're so fucking stupid. So you're still proclaiming your innocence, yet you felt the need to meet us out here to confess something. I didn't murder Hurena. But that doesn't mean I'm clean. Sometimes I help smuggle stuff for mages. Nothing too serious, you understand? Like sexual reagents for succubi or minor summoning materials. Samil is a magical vendor for Yihilin. They could definitely have... The reason he would be there could be to trade with her. Huh, mages. Is that plausible? Nobles sometimes use their status to avoid checks, yes, and she might be using the gardens to hide her stash. Yeah, you pretty much got it. You're still not being honest with us. Why don't you tell the story from the beginning? So she helped the killer, lol? Accessory to murder probably doesn't get you insta-killed in this universe, so it's fine. Worst case, she gets like brainwashed and completely mind broken. Like, that's fine, right? That's better than getting killed. So just admit that you were an accessory to murder and your sentence will be very minor. They send you to the prism for 500 years. You just live through like simulated time, and after 500 years pass inside the prism, 2 days have passed outside and you're like forever changed. Unintentional accessory, true. You only get 200 years in the prism in Ardford for unintentional accessory to murder. If it's a important person, which a high priestess definitely is. Honestly, just ask Ivala. Ivala, who killed him? Who killed her? Reina and I never got along. Well, they don't like orcs, so they don't have orcs on hand. But we were still family, so we talked sometimes, argued sometimes, yes. But then something changed. She was promoted into more serious positions in the church, even with the high priestess. So one day when she asked me for demonic materials, I helped her acquire them. Hypothesis. The high priestess was trying to corrupt the ritual and fucked up and died from their own demon summoning. That was something we argued about. She acted so holier than thou. Then she wanted to do demon summoning. She was preparing to summon demons before the night of the murder. What? No, that was years ago. I'm not there yet. I thought that was too suspicious, so we stopped talking for a while. There's not much to tell for a while. Years ago? Tina got attacked years ago. But then Helena contacted me again and she sounded scared. Her message didn't make a lot of sense. But she was afraid something would happen to her. She asked for lots of information on demons, demonic residue, summoning, all that kind of thing. Can you give us the message? One of those self-destroying magical messages. She really was paranoid at the end. Or maybe not paranoid. I had barely arrived and planned to talk to her the next day. She died that night. Really punches a hole in our theories, doesn't it? Okay, Tricia, we're gonna take you in for the ingredient smuggling, just in case there's more. It's not, I promise. I just want to get out of this with some dignity intact. That does screw up things. That plot gif. I know it's not, but the hair reminds me so much of the Ace Attorney character. The fucking cat lady. I keep thinking it's her, but it's not. I believe her story checks out, that she'd barely arrived and didn't speak to her cousin. It's still possible that she summoned the demons from her bedroom, I suppose. I don't know what to think. I think this is a dead end, at least for now. Curious, curious. Really curious how this played out. Waste of everyone's time. I like that we got that sidetrack earlier on. I was like, I thought that only she would have extra dialogue, but it turns out this woman also does. Let's see what we get from this one. Earlier on, you felt something, didn't you? Let me guess, some kind of weird magic, and you're going to blame me for, right? Has anyone in chat played Persona 5? This is the doctor from Persona 5, straight up, right? How did she leave? I should ask the guard, you're right. Persona 5 doctor. Like, this is Tai Takemi, right? This is it the same eye color even? It's the same eye color too. It's literally like a picture taken of her. If I remove this and do this, like, it's just the same. Same exact hairstyle, different choker, similar. Okay, I say the same, but it's a slightly different shade in the official. But like it's red-ish. That's crazy. No, Tai didn't have redder eyes. If anything, this woman has slightly redder eyes. Some kind of weird magic and you're gonna blame me, right? This always happens. Something about your story doesn't make sense. You were good friends with Helena, yet you lurked around outside instead of talking to her. I didn't say we were best of friends. She was a very kind woman and we got along, but that was it. Honestly, we could never be best friends. She was much too pious and involved in church politics for my taste. And those disagreements turned to murder? You've already decided I'm guilty, haven't you? Please don't feel that way, Sister Enya. I do consider you a sister, even if you left the church. Can you explain what you said earlier about Helena? She knew I wasn't faithful to my vows, and she always chastised me for it. Kindly. Not something anyone would kill over. I love Dari. She has such an attitude. Would you say you killed them? I think I understand. And about the church politics? She was always supporting Yenno. Oh, okay, yeah, we gotta kill her for that. And the other religious families, convinced they would lead Ardoheim into a pious future. That lends credence to her being the original demon summoner that attacked Tina, because Tina got attacked during the first succession crisis, and Geno was one of the major players at that time. Had she spoken about that recently? No, not since Queen Tina became heir. Uh-oh. Marcus, I think you might be insanely five-head. So back to a more sensitive question. Why were you waiting to meet with Sister Hurena? Before I was kicked out, she'd been really anxious. I wanted to wait until she was done so I wouldn't mess up her ritual. Why would you be here? I guess it's a 2-day ritual, but he doesn't do it consecutively, like the entire time through. It's not like a 20-hour ritual. It's just you do it during 2 days. So I guess you talked to her after she was finished with this part. The part where she says she's been really anxious does fit with what the Trisha said. You're welcome. Great teamwork, fellow Inquisitor. But do you believe her? There's a lot to think about, but maybe so. Sister Karina is so kind. Don't fuck her, she's taken. None of the suspects will get out and no one will wander in. I'm going to bug report this. The guard states this, yet one of the suspects is turns up at the Garden of Steel. Mid-case. Can I get a fix for that? Can I get a plot hole fix, please? There we go. Fucking crazy that they'd fucked that up. I've always said this game is poorly written. But that's like a new low, to be honest. Make a final judgment already? No. I'm gonna say the murderer is... Right now I'm leaning towards it being Hurena who's the murderer. Alright, we take them one at a time and get their statements. You already forced the truth out of me. I came in hoping to steal something. I was guarding the door the entire night. But when I stepped away, killer must have struck. Got nothing new for you. I was helping Hurena throughout the night. We actually do the rest. This is not the final one. We're doing the... Yeah, we talked to every single person. We have talked to every person about the magical. Only the Trisha and Aenia have a proper reaction. Like dialogue about it. But nothing new for you. I was helping Hurena throughout the night, but I was out getting supplies when she died. Is that in the alleyway? Because you said you were in the alley at the time. Is getting supplies in the alley? I was in the headquarters of the Holy Knights, working late. Anyone can verify I never left the building that night. I entered the district hoping to do business at the Valen Bank, but I don't know when it was in comparison to the murder. I was just minding my own business, but no one else was there, so what does it matter? Sadly, Anya is right. There were so few people in the district that night, we can't confirm many alibis. They can't be lying about their general positions, or they would have ran into the brother or another. If they could cast the demonic spell from one building to another, that doesn't matter. We're not much closer. Oh, this was useful. Reviewing the evidence made me realize a couple things. Lord Shamil's alibi makes the least sense. We should investigate what he might have been up to. I also just don't buy that Jesse wandered off at the exact moment the murder happened. Yup. The killer could have taken advantage of her absence, but the death was witnessed by Gravo. If someone was plotting a murder like this, they would have noticed. I need to think it was him, of course. I'm not sure what I think. I just feel like I need to push further. Good luck. Good look. I'll be right with you. Okay. I don't think it's Gravo at all. Are you any closer to finding a solution? Maybe. You see, in all this time, there's been one detail that doesn't add up. Sorry, can you go full fucking Columbo on her? Just go full Columbo. I would love to do a Columbo case. You seem like a responsible guard, yet you didn't stop Gravo from sneaking in. I'm only human. I'm only human, after all. I had a moment of weakness and wasn't paying attention. I don't think it's that easy. Gravo had time to look around and see the murder, but you arrived too late. I am only a sinner under Ivala. Liar, you left to summon your demons, then rushed in to confirm Helena was dead. What? No, I would never. Then why didn't anyone see you? 6 other people, and not one can vouch for you during the murder. Fronia can. I was with Fronia. What? It doesn't match her prior story, does it? Earlier you told us you were in different places. Now, why did you lie the first time? I'm sorry, Fronia. I messed up. I gotta reply on the thing. I'm just gonna write that the problem is just it's not acknowledged. That the noble woman gets out. Yeah, Fronia is a worker. Why have you coordinated your alibi? Did you go to the bar or some shit? I'm sorry, Fronia. I messed up. There, Dari, ease off. Jesse, are you alright? I have nothing more to say. You still haven't figured this out yet? I'd like to go home. Oh, I figured out one thing. What were you and Jesse doing together? Cespian Lex, unironically a really good, like, guess. Ah, shit. The jig is up. Put this all on me, okay? Jesse wanted to stay on duty, and I'm on the one... This isn't like a regional dialect thing, right? I'm not stupid. This is just wrong, right? I'm on the one who convinced her otherwise. Like that... Like that... Similarly, isn't this grammatically incorrect? Or am I just not knowledge of this slang? You didn't know everything, did you? Double shit. Why not just be honest with us? We'll get the truth one way or another. Fine, let's go. Can we get the truth this time? We were having insane sex, man. It was so good. I'm on the one, don't weigh a ton, don't need a gun to get respect up on the street. Okay, where'd that come from, Kirby? I respect it, but why are you dropping bars? Jesse and I worked together, and eventually I seduced her away from her duties. Havre, 500 IQ. An IQ this high? Question mark? We fell in love. Fronia, you can say it. I was trying to save you, you idiot. So, on the night of the murder, that part is true. Everything was so quiet. I convinced Jessie to leave her post. sanctification ceremony seemed so slow and ordinary. I didn't think it would be a great dereliction of duty. And now, Sister Hurena is dead. Hey, don't cry. Makes sense why Frenia, out of the 3 original suspects, it makes sense why she would cover for the guard and suspect the thief. Or rather, accuse. Suspect is the wrong word. Accuse the thief. It's not much comfort, but she probably died too quickly for you to have acted. Apparently, using on like that is slang and decently common to say Jesse wanted to stay on duty and I'm on the one who convinced her otherwise. Apparently, I'm on is just slang. Like, I assume in the US somewhere. That's crazy. Now you know our secret. I will accept whatever consequences you place on me. I'm getting fired for sure. Are we completely sure this isn't an extensive bluff to hide their true actions? Ivala above, how cold are you? Well, he can't have sex anymore, and he's a sex god. Composed of like 5 different sex god power-ups. And he's so insanely like frigid emotionally right now that he can't get himself to have sex. It's pretty bad. I suppose we have to consider it. Never mind. I wrote. Okay, I wrote that. I've never heard on used like that. And the guy goes, I missed the second on. That's a typo. That whole word should be excised. Perfect. I'm not stupid. Oh, did she cry? Is that tears welling up? Daria is so sweet. Why do you want to be a murder investigator when you're like really emotional? You read too many murder fantasy books. It's different in reality. You gotta accuse people. It sucks. Excuse me, I believe it's time to provide my succubus expertise to this investigation. These two attempted to hide their relationship via purification rituals, but under close scrutiny, I can provide the following certain conclusion. They fuck. Kirby, I'm sitting here, I was like, this has to end in they fucking, right? That's the only. Let's fucking go! They fucking. It's the only viable ending to that sentence. Oh, they fucking. I admit the church tradition would punish them for multiple reasons, but isn't this a new era? Are you saying that might not be what Ivala wants? Let's not do that. Ivala would be down. No, I deserve punishment for my failure. I only ask that you place it on me instead of Frania. Okay, no more of that. We need to make a decision. What? Fuck do you mean expel them from the church? Encourage them to move? I mean, I could encourage them to move because church tradition would punish them. But like, Yeah, they probably shouldn't be working here, is kind of what I'm feeling. I would encourage them to move, personally. Not because I think they... Like, encourage is a good word here. Because I don't want to threaten them. It's more of a, like, hey, your life would be better if you moved and weren't under church doctrine. Especially because neither one of you seem particularly religious anyway, so, like... I'm not going to judge you for finding love, but have you considered moving? Okay, that's a very good way to phrase it. I was afraid we were going to be a little bit more evil about it. What do you mean? You deserve your relationship, but if you pursue it here, it'll conflict with your duties to Ivala. It's not like that everywhere. If you transferred, you could live in the open. It would be a huge change, but perhaps that would be for the best. Ivala sometimes has very strange paths for us, but I believe you can continue to walk with her. They literally left their duty while working. Yes, but they did it for a good cause. Cespian Lex is worth like 20 minutes off work. I would do this if it wasn't critical. And obviously, until she died, it wasn't critical. So they couldn't have known it was critical at the time. I support Cespian Lex, is what I'm saying. And you are homophobic if you don't. So that's it, right? Nothing else with you two? Actually, one thing. It seemed trivial and irrelevant, but since you're so attentive to detail... No, they're not priestesses, but they're working under the church, which means they're beholden to the church rules anyway, if I understand it correctly. But none of them are, like, officially like a priestess. However, I think the guard is... They mention it being like a religious guard. So, like, she works in the religious district primarily, if I understood it correctly. Or rather, she's hired, she's employed by the church, is the way I should phrase that. It seems trivial and irrelevant, but since you're so attentive to detail... Before that night, Sister Hurena gave me a list of ingredients to pick up. I thought it was weird, because usually I get that from higher-ups. Here's the list. That mean anything to you? Well, I'd love to be the genius here, but this means nothing to me. It's nothing conclusive, but it does seem odd. Only some of these are standard church materials. It doesn't make sense unless the ritual was unusual. Okay, so I'm really homing in on Hurena summoning demons like a fucking idiot and killing herself. Anyway, you two can go now. Thank you for your understanding. Yes, thank you. None of the suspects will get out. Yet 2 more have left. Less than half the suspects remain. I mean... Oh wait, there's the sister as well. I'm ready to just send it. That she killed herself. I'm like decently sure that that's what happened. Wow, I don't even get that as an option. I think I might have to investigate more. Because I'm gonna, like, see... The fact that this guy spawned... And he had something to say about the... Oh. Lord Shamil was allegedly coming here the night of the murder, and it's unclear why. I don't even know where to start. Miguel, any ideas? Technically, we could investigate his dealings, but that would require some illegal snooping and might not uncover anything. Besides, he didn't even get in because the bank was closed. Seems rather foolish, doesn't it? Oh, we're in the wrong place. What do you mean? Wasn't he seen by the Evalan Bank? By it, not inside it. Let's assume that he wasn't an idiot and was here for a reason. Maybe it wasn't a good idea after all. The best I can do is that this area has odd dust and staining patterns, like it was recently used. There's a trace of mana. Wait, what? I got added. I got added for more information about the picture I sent. They're treating it like a bug report. It'd be really funny if this game gets a patch and the only thing that patch does is fix the one typo and also update it so the guard goes, I won't let anyone except the noblewoman out. There's a trace of mana, as if it was used for some sort of magical message. The method is far too secure to reveal anything, unfortunately. It's encrypted. It's never stored in plain text. No, that's great. It fits into my theory that his only plan was to come here and leave a message. Some kind of clandestine communication? But why? Merchants or bankers engaging in highly secretive activity sometimes use dead drops when they don't trust messengers or magical communication. So we're onto something. At this point, we need to investigate Lord Shemil's banking. I can handle that myself. I know you're better at it than I could be, but can we do it together? I'd like to keep investigating. Why not? You don't need to check the bank here, but instead the Arden Bank. Okay. I'm curious where we're gonna have to look for the Turbox stuff. He said he was in... Did he say he was in the military district all night? I think that's what he said. Alright, I'll pull some favors to check Lord Shemil's dealings, then we'll look for patterns. Great, I'll follow your lead. What about this one? Big transfer off this ship, right before it got grounded. Yeah, good call. That's another one. Who are we flipping the chessboard on in this quest? Well, Munch, my current leading hypothesis is that the victim killed themselves accidentally. So I guess we're flipping the chessboard on the case itself. Numbers like this used to make my head spin, but honestly, it's kind of fun. You're surprisingly good at it. Or perhaps I shouldn't insult you by saying surprisingly. Merchants don't typically like auditors, myself included, but you'd make a good one. Thanks, I promise to only use my powers for good. Anyway, do we have a sense for Lord Shemil's business now? I think I found the very deal he was pursuing on the night of the murder, but it's disappointing. No grand conspiracies here, he was just engaging in ordinary insider trading. That's the stuff we've been looking for? The thing is, it's illegal in a few places, normal business in others, and the benefits of privilege in some. This just sums up everything in the world, in reality. You could just sum up all business with this line. Basically, it means using secret knowledge of a business to profit in a way that harms others, like Kalshi and Polymarket. Like the time he knew that the grain shipment had gone bad, so he offloaded it on a different market. Yeah, perfect example. The thing is, none of that is connected to the murder. Most likely, he was just leaving a message for his contact at the Valen Bank for more shady dealing. We can still shake him down over it and see if anything falls out. Okay, we're definitely... I'm inclined to check the military district a little more for Tullbrook stuff. Surprised there's nothing in here. Have a meme for the TLS chat? Okay. There are only two industries left in America, gambling and fraud. Wait, I gotta... Derivatives, gambling. AI, fraud. Video games, gambling. Social media, fraud. Yeah, the stock market looks like gambling, but it's actually fraud. You know, that's true. Surely nobody would actively, repeatedly, publicly do that to make billions of dollars. That's true, they do it to make millions of dollars. Didn't Tolbrook say he was here the entire night? Let's go talk to Shamil and see if we gotta do more, or if that's gonna shake out some dealings that are gonna be relevant to the guard. Hello, Lord Shamil. We need to talk about some business dealings with the Valen Bank. That expression, dude. That's my lifeblood. Love to see it. So, it's finally come to this. Which exactly matches the transfer from your accounts. You seem a smart man. Will you draw out this farce? Fine, fine. I'm corrupt, lining my own pockets. Whatever you want me to say. Is that enough for you? Will you at least remove me from this murder investigation? The magic was all in the cathedral anyway. I had nothing to do with it. We've got you on other corruption charges, though. Simon, what do you think we should do? Why would we... It might be unrelated to the case, but it's best to eliminate the corruption. Great! I'll take care of the details and try to put that fear of Ivala into him. Then I'm at least free to go. One more thing. Why are you so sure the magic was inside the cathedral? Look, I'm no expert, but I'm magically competent and I know what I saw. While I was in the religious district, there was purity magic within the cathedral, and it was disrupted by some kind of demonic power. Right, but couldn't it have come from elsewhere in the district? It didn't look that way to me. Everything was contained within the cathedral enchantments. Well, we'll send you on your way for now. Another piece of proof for the hypothesis that it's her killing herself. I still can't pick her though, so... Was he in the Order of the Knights then? Like the Order of Silence? I don't know where else the Knights would be, because there's none in the Merchant District, right? And I walked here and talked to everyone, so... I don't know if this is where he meant he was, but it could be. But I feel like this is no new dialogue. Yeah, this is the wrong place. Where would he be then? Because this is the military district. Maybe I need to check upstairs? I haven't gone upstairs since Vala was upstairs, but I do have reason to go upstairs. But apparently the game doesn't think I have reason to go upstairs. We gotta figure out where he would be. I doubt any of these are gonna have dialogue. Patrols are tighter than usual, since some of those damn airship orcs could have sneaked in. Okay. Like, there's no way that he's just... has nothing on him, right? That would be silly. But why would he be in the Merchant District? I don't think he's in the Merchant District. I don't know if he's anywhere. Maybe he really doesn't have anything on him. But that feels so weird, doesn't it? We're starting to feel pretty forgotten in here. That's wonderful. I'm sorry, man. You were a good investment while I got you. It was in the Holy Knights. Oh, I'm so dumb. Thank you, Kirby, for checking that. I'm stupid. I was thinking military district. Holy... Now we finally have probable cause to go in here. Wait, what? Brother. That's where I gotta go. Unless I'm allowed to enter one of these. The Holy Knights. What do you mean, no investigation? You fuck? Oh. There's a new thing up here. I think, maybe, pursue thought. Nah, I don't have thoughts. Alright, first I need access to all of Sister Hurena's belongings. I would have given you anything of import, but very well. I can show you her quarters. Everybody else wait for me, I guess. You guess? You don't seem very happy about having an idea. I wanted to give a big speech when I figured out the murderer, but given the likely answer, I can't really. Yeah. I know what it is. She killed herself. Thank you, Kirby, for it, but we found this. I think this is gonna give us the option to, Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I appreciate it. Hey, at least you're the first clip on my channel since, like, we started The Last Sovereign. Like, no one has clipped a single thing of this playthrough, I feel. I don't know why. Every other playthrough, there's, like, a random clip every, like, third stream or something. No one's clipped jack shit this game. The game isn't clippable. There's a lot of clippable quotes and shit in this game, I feel. We could clear out the others and you could give your speech to us. Okay. Every time there's a good joke, you go on a 10-minute tangent. Not true. There are exceptions. We could have clipped the fucking "they fucking" from Yara earlier. Alright, I've investigated the final clues and they accord with my theory. No, it's like 50 seconds. You can clip 50 seconds. You can clip 1.5 minutes. And so we reach the end of our mystery. Have you figured it out? Not a clue. Half the suspects seem suspicious as hell. The circumstances rule out too many suspects. I'm sure one of my assumptions is wrong. I have the solution. It was confirmed after searching Hurena's possessions, but there was no obvious evidence. No journal telling all. It would have been a neat conclusion, but no. Why don't you walk us through? My thoughts took a long and winding road, so let me begin when I started to realize the truth. She's doing the whole Sherlock bit. I love that she's pacing around the room in the same way as well. Alibis, motivation, capability. Investigating all of the suspects, none of it added up. Investigating Lady Trisha seemed like a dead end, but it wasn't. That was the seed that made it start to come together for me. We have evidence that Sister Hurena was involved in the succession crisis, and she was investigating demon summoning at that time. Wait, you don't mean... Back when Kalan saved Tina from the demon attack? That was never explained! Marcus! You are so fucking smart! I love that that comes back. Over 100 hours later, you get the tie-in, and it's so fucking good. That's why this game is exceptional, man. Because it was no grand conspiracy. Just a priestess meddling to try to alter the succession. That's some extreme meddling. Practically an assassination attempt. But it explains why the attempt was so random and clumsy. If you ask me, she didn't want to kill anyone. Probably just disfavor Tina and support Jenno. How was she able to do such a thing as a support mage? I understand that she got the materials from Lady Trisha, but that should have been beyond her. That's where High Priestess Hester comes in. She captured Ivala and did most things herself, but could she run an entire conspiracy solo? Impossible. No doubt she used many dupes like Sister Hurena, given pieces of tower magic for Hester's schemes, then left with more power than they could handle. So this has all been, in a strange way, an unexpected consequence of Hester's machinations. But we've gotten completely away from the murder. What actually happened? Imagine your sister Hurena. You summoned demons and it backfired, leaving you with guilt for years. That stews. Then Tina becomes queen. Hester disappears. Everything is being re-sanctified and minor issues investigated. She panics, calls up her cousin again with questions about demons, hoping to cover her tracks. Or maybe she's angry about Tina's coronation and wants to target her again. We may never know her mind. And so, we come back to the first evidence and what Lord Shemil said. Everything was contained inside the cathedral. You mean, you've all figured it out, haven't you? What do you think, everyone? This level of with just this evidence, this level of deduction is possible for Furdo Erika. What did you link, Marcus? Local man's focus is unparalleled.
My focus is unparalleled.
You deserve that, yeah. You fucking... I cannot believe you got that. That's actually insane. On the night of the ritual, when she's all alone, Hurena tries something too advanced for her, and she blunders. Instead of covering her tracks or taking action, the demons get loose and kill her. So, it was never a murder at all. Sister Hurena killed herself, and everyone else was an innocent bystander. Or not so innocent, in many cases. Not some grand conspiracy after all. Our world is filled with so many strange stories that we could so easily miss. So many lies and personal dramas in just a handful of people. You think it's like that everywhere? From my experiences counseling people, probably something close to that. Doesn't this violate a Knox or Willard rule? I think the only rule is the victim can't be alive. Knox detective rules. Ronald Knox, 10 Commandments of Detective Fiction. Let me read. Let's get to them. Let's figure it out. I'm curious. Did this break the rules? The criminal must be mentioned in the early part of the story, but must not be anyone whose thoughts the reader has been allowed to follow. That's fine, because it was the first one. All supernatural that doesn't matter. More than one secret pass. No hitherto undiscovered poisons. No accident must ever help the detective. The detective must not himself commit the crime. Yeah, okay, so all of these are fine. It doesn't break a Knox rule. What was the other one? It was Willard H. Wright. Detective rules. I forget what the... It's this one. Well, we had equal opportunity. Willful tricks or deception may be placed on the reader. Must be no love interest. Detective himself or one of the official investigators should never turn out to be the culprit. Culprit must be determined by logical deduction. No must have a detector in it. Yup. There must be a corpse in a detective novel, and the deader the corpse, the better. No lesser crime than murder will suffice. 300 pages is far too much puffer for a crime other than murder, after all. The reader's trouble and expenditure of energy must be rewarded. This doesn't matter, because it's a magical story. There is only one detective. Culprit. Yeah, this is fine. It's not a servant. There's only one culprit. Secret Society, this is fine. All of this is fine. The truth of the problem must at all times be apparent. I think it is. It breaks Rule 18. A crime in a detective story must never turn out to be an accident or a suicide. To end an odyssey of sleuthing with such an anti-climax is to hoodwink the trusting and kind-hearted reader. Do we feel hoodwinked? I don't. I think it played it up well enough. I'm okay with it. Well, we untied one little knot, and I think I'm mostly content with that. Unfortunately, it can't end quite that simply. I need to decide what to tell the church and what to do with the remaining suspects. I feel like I wasted my effort to try to clip that stuff. 0 out of 10. I feel like I'm wasting my effort streaming this to you if you're gonna complain about a clip that you had to go get. And I feel like I'm not being valued enough and I should stop streaming and just leave the story here and not continue. That's true, but I was actually thinking we should take care of the remaining demonic energy so it can't harm anyone else. I don't know about you, but I want to go simple. We'll tell them that it was an accident and not go into detail. I should have let that bit go on a little longer. I should have made you actually uncomfortable. You would have deserved that after being mad at clipping. Should have hit you with the, like, slight tremble in my voice, like I'm annoyed, and then, like, a long pause. It's like, I feel like just playing the rest of it off stream. Like, I just hit you with that. I'm getting interrogated on what the problem is with Trisha leaving the cathedral. If that's what you want, that's fine with me. It would be very funny to not finish this and leave all the Last Sovereign fans in shambles that there still isn't a full game Let's Play. No, Marcus, that one isn't complete. Or rather, there is one, but it's no commentary. I checked the Rebellions one, and that one isn't complete. We're like 10 hours behind it or something like that. 20 hours behind it, maybe. Tops. Let's take care of anyone remaining. Then you guys can take care of the demons. Wait, what did that say? Anyone remaining? Psst, Simon, since this guy seems clean and dutiful, maybe we should let him in on some information. Such as that Hester's not coming back. At least not unless things go very wrong. Seems reasonable. You can take the lead. Me? Enough whispering. Charge me or don't. Just be done with it. Sister Hurain accidentally took her own life, tampering with magic she was unprepared for. Well, you certainly have my attention. She was involved with the High Priestess's special projects, wasn't she? Yeah, that makes sense, Marcus. We only care about Let's Plays here. Because I only care about what I add to the story, not the story itself. You're here to watch me, not the game. Me! Yes, but that's unremarkable. Hester was always working, producing results such as the Great Wall during the Third Arclentian War. Which she could have summoned when we were dealing with the fucklord if I've gotten one more point in the good for... Gonna fucking kill Hester. But she made the church a lot more secretive, didn't she? That is true, and some chafed at it. I thought her results spoke for themselves. Perhaps they did, but in this tragedy we also see the downside of such secrecy. Thank you, Niklas. That's very kind of you. I say this as a loyal Arden citizen by choice. Move on. Don't wait for Hester. Start rebuilding the church now. It's a good thing you've stopped following the guide just in time to miss out on that. Are you LARPing as Genmelas now? Is that what you're doing? Because that feels particularly mean-spirited of you. Do you know something? What deception is this? No deception. We honestly want you to find stability in this difficult time. Well, somebody has to. No! He just speaks the truth. Motherfucker! No one needs to play that role. I started the stream by saying I reread Those Who Walk Away from Omelas. And a key point in that short story is that you need to be able to imagine a society without suffering. Why is pain and suffering and misery required for you to accept a fictional society. In order for you to accept it, you need to be able to imagine something better. And I like to imagine my chat without annoying motherfuckers in them trying to ruin me at every opportunity. It's the human experience in it. But it doesn't have to be. And our imagination isn't bounded by what's happening in reality. And you can move towards something better. Speaking of, I highly recommend reading that. It's 20 pages and it's so good. Slavery and going hungry isn't funny. We can remove those. True. Tribulations temper your character. Me when I'm fucking Omela sitting in... laying in my own excrement. Afforded no love, no mercy. The barest of viable foods for the rest of my life. Tribulation tempers your character. I'm the nicest motherfucker on earth at this point. I'm the humblest motherfucker in the world. Yes, please listen to us. To me, if not to them. The church needs leadership now more than ever. Have you ensorcelled these good women to participate in your deception? Ensorcel? I really like this word. If it doesn't exist... Wow, it is a real word. It sounded like a make-up fantasy word, but I could guess at the meaning or like assign meaning to it that made sense. It's it's a synonym to bewitch or enchant. They really are just flexing with these words. I love ensorcelled. I need to find out the distinction with ensorcel and enchant. No. Don't forget, I'm an unwoman too. I've been with the church for a long time. But you should know all the abuses that were done in secret to my kind. The church needs to abandon such things. I'm not about to swallow your stories whole, but you speak good sense. We will begin rebuilding our administration, as if High Priestess Hester will be delayed. Oh, it has two L's? Even in the singular? Oh. Well, another thing to put in the fucking... They really hit... Well, to be fair, I don't know when they added these stories, but I think it was fairly recent. Yeah, I'm reporting in so much. Thank you for listening. I have much to think on. Hello, thief. Why are you... It just looks wrong. I don't know, like half of chat is green, the other half is red. And then we have Haver who's chilling with orange and it's sick. But like Kirby's green, like I see the same colors that the stream sees. And I don't think I have any setting that causes that. So it's incredibly annoying that you're all green. So, if I could only be real yellow. I'm the only red one, no? Yeah, you are. I don't know why I said there were more. No one this stream, even way before you joined, has been... There's like a bunch of purple people. Psych, Deity, Average. But you're the only red one. Genmilus' random color setting. He's always green on stream. I wonder if I've set... I must have set something, but I don't know where. I don't think I've set anything on stream, actually. Like the... I have a separate chat that I look at, but the one that shows up on stream. Am I that special for you, Pip? You've always been special for me. Okay, I have a controversial news update. Ensorcelled is 2 L's, not 1. It's actually either. Thanks, Franz. 2 L's is generally preferred, though. And as they said that, I look, and lo and behold, Ensorcelled or ensorcelled. Ensorcelling or ensorcelling. Motherfucker, man. Okay, I like this. Rewriting the scene so she doesn't appear in the gardens is absolutely not going to happen. I'll suggest that the guard might be made to say something like, "Oh, sorry, I was engrossed in my stamp collection." Wait, you expected none of the suspects will leave to apply to nobles? I didn't want to let her out, but she gives such good hand jobs. Also, Kirby, thank you for the 40 watch stream. That's a large number. You're fucking insanely consistent. I appreciate that. Why are you Ease? What's the drinking emote? What drinking emote? I don't know what the drinking emote is. So, you're letting us go? I guess so. In the Discord? Oh, it's Anna drinking, which is from the Discord, and it's that must be after the fucking goon fall where we just don't let her win anything. She just goes to drink afterwards for sure. That has to be what it is. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. All right, let's talk about how this went down. I see. I never imagined that all 7 would be innocent, but I'm glad none are guilty. Whoever the true culprits were, I hope that you'll be able to track them down. Meanwhile, just keep up the faith here, brother. I'm grateful for the particular care you took in investigating this entire matter. As a small token of my gratitude, here, this was an item in Sister Hirena's quarters that I kept aside. Received a shining sword. Murder weapon. Find a sword during the murder investigation. How did she come to have this? I believe it was a gift from the High Priestess when they began working together. Hopefully, you can put it to a use Ivala would approve of. We certainly will! We'll have to do a little resanctification. Not the same way as before, of course. Let's wrap this up. I thought the Shining Swords were tied to the Chosen, which are Hester magic, so yeah, I think so. Alright, this is the last of the demonic magic. Let's get rid of them. Like, I thought the Shining Armor and Shining Sword spawned in with a Chosen. It's done. Wait, really? I didn't want you guys to be in danger, but I expected you to fight tower entities or something. The level of magic here, while concerning to ordinary people, isn't much compared to our current state. It wasn't revolutionary, but I'm glad I was able to help, and at least we figured out the demons. I'm happier knowing the reason for that strange attack on Tina. Yeah, let's head out. That's so insane that they tied that back literally 100 hours later. That's so crazy. I adore that. Are you satisfied? Thank you so much for letting me take charge of this, Simon. You're the best. Baller. What do we have left with the Megaler quest? Just fund all that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Huh. I love how we kind of just stumbled on that random last quest. I completely forgot what we were here to do. Oh yeah. The succession. That's gonna be its whole own episode for sure. I feel like I'd rather start that next episode. That's, I'm curious about the new regions. There's something else I was thinking of. Do we have anything in our extra dimensional base? I want to head to the goddess area and see if we can talk to Ivala there instead of at Janine's place. So you're okay. You're just standing here. There's a bunch of people here, way more than I thought. That was very tiring. You must try to prevent such things. Okay, no sex there either. Would you like to check your current progress toward my suing fetish, my lord? True gold we... Yeah, so we're not... Yeah, okay, so we're not fully done yet. Creating defenses against the chosen would be expensive, and I don't know if we'd ever use them, but okay, no, not this late. Not after everything that's happened. So this area is not that relevant anymore. I want to fill up the library as well. What are you doing here? Lady Aliani doesn't really need my services, but I'm happy to help out wherever I can. Nice, she's at 100 now. Oh yeah, wait. Can we max out Karina? How the fuck are you not... When you have a moment, could you meet me in the Steinford slums? I'm working on something. Okay, quest acquired. Steinford slums. Really? Not a place I would visit if they didn't tell me. Apparently there was some serious shit going down, but for once it didn't go through Steinford. Do you ever wonder if there's a prettier place than by the fountain? No! Don't lose the wonder of childhood! Okay, we gotta talk to the real child. Thanks for funding our carnival of bloodshed! Mages just need to do more research on demons. I kinda don't want to. I'm so sorry, Akka, but I kinda don't want to. Are you in here? Where's Karina hanging out? There she is. There you are, Simon. I was hoping that we might discuss a potential plan I've been considering. Of course, Karina. In the wake of certain revelations, I've been thinking deeply on what it should mean to be Ivalen in this world. What I want is still the same. To make a difference in the world and bring it closer to the world Ivala would want. Even if that last part is a little different than I expected. That could be a general description of our work, though. I imagine you have something more specific in mind. I've long worked in the Steinford and Farrowholm region. Even with the current peace, it still has troubles. But this time, I want to try to listen to the local people, not impose what I thought was best from top down. So you want to gather information? Oh, I've already done that while ministering to people. I need your help turning ideas into reality. Go ahead then. What do you have in mind? In this new world, many members of the Inquisition feel a bit adrift. I worry that they could turn to zealotry. But as it happens, there's actually a position I believe that our talents could still serve. Many Ivalans feel uncertain about all the succubi now. They want to be welcoming, but there's still a chance they'd be taken advantage of. And because some succubi do exploit those uncertainties, certain biases against them remain entrenched. And you think the Inquisition can step in? That's a rather large change of its remit. No, I mean former Inquisition members. There are many who want to leave the organization, but not the church. I'm imagining that they could apply their talents to succubus concerns. Those who are truly benevolent could acquire a seal of approval from the Inquisition members. Fucking like a dunce cap, like, hey, we're lame succubi, we only fuck for good. We don't fuck in interesting, cool ways. We're not even remotely interesting. We have the seal of approval from the Goody Two-Shoe faction that turned out to be evil like in every JRPG. Ah, I understand. If you have enough interested, it could work. I think it would. Their standards might be a little too high, but that would appeal to stricter Ivalans. But to make this work, we'll need money, and organization, and so much more. Let's start with practical concerns and work our way up. Why start here? Oh yes, I was thinking that the church has done a poor job of using this building. So it might be a good base. Of course, that'll mean requesting the permission of Anna, who may be difficult. And we'll need a monetary investment, I imagine. Oh no, we're marking all the... Oh no, Munch. Are we the baddies? Yes, but given how much succubi have been accepted since Goonfall, I hope it won't be too much. Sure, we can manage. There's one more thing. I would still like our organization to have a sense of divine peacefulness, even if that peace is more artificial than I believed. Would you help me talk to Evala and our mage friends? I know it might seem shady, but I would like this effort to be shrouded in divine magic. Are you asking me to help you come closer to Evala, Sister Karina? You know what I mean. I just feel awkward asking so directly. Of course, we can talk to both Anna and Evala about this. Thank you so much, Simon. Okay. Anna should have no say in this. We should just show her Evala and be like, Evala wants this, and she should have to agree. Like, fuck is she gonna do if I walk up with the goddess in tow and go, hey, Evala wants this. Sister Anna, I know we've had our differences, but I hope that I might talk to you. Oh, and we're shrouding our categorizing from the public with divine magic. Yeah, like good guys. Very well. Well, I approve of using the Inquisition to keep all these succubi from violating our followers, but using Inquisition members to form a separate organization, this is highly irregular. That may be, but given the theological uncertainty, wouldn't this be a better use of our talents? By adding even more theological uncertainty? Absurd! If you expect me to approve of such a thing, you'll need a strong doctrinal foundation, not mere good intentions. We will make the effort, but regarding the unused buildings in the slums, I admit, I would be glad to see former houses of sin converted into holy places. However, in order to grant you the use of church-controlled property, I require an additional concession. What is it? You are of course aware of the recent war in the skies, with all the attending shouting of heresies. I'm sure you're aware, because I'm sure you were involved somehow. Please believe me, Anna, I didn't want to see such pain either. This event shook the faith of many, but it also left other scars, especially among those sensitive to the divine. I have been urging them to purify themselves, and I believe Steinford could rid itself of this shadow if it cast out all sin. I'm not going to commit mass murder for you. But that ideal may be beyond the failings of mortal flesh. I do not want to see them continue to suffer. Crisis averted. How much of a stronger holy foundation than God literally told me can you get? Especially when we can walk up and show her God. I would happily help soothe those I can, but I don't know that I can ease their crises of faith. Leave that to me. No theological meddling. No, I would ask you to ease the magical pain of all this heretical magic. It involves very deep spells that my priestesses are unable to penetrate. Powerful forces were clashing all over Arkland, so it is no surprise that they left scars. We can try to do what we can. I believe what they need is a place of solace, one beyond what my piece of the church can create. If you can make the warehouse into that without using perverse sexual magic, then I will consider granting it. Thank you, Anna. That seemed to go well. Yes, she was very reasonable for Anna. The first thing we need is a doctrinal argument for using the Inquisition in this way, unless you have an idea offhand. There have been some unusual examples in church history, but I can't argue for them at a doctrinal level. Neither can I, but I believe we could establish a basis. We just need to study. The church libraries in Yihilin should suffice. What about High Priestess Bertricia? She's so familiar with theological arguments. Oh, that's a very good thought. We should go visit her too. My reaction image when I'm a real character for 0.2 seconds. But the matter of the spiritual wounds and creating a place of solace. I think the core problem is damage done to the tower, so it can be fixed via tower magic. Of course, you probably shouldn't have me lead that project, but if you have Evala, I can offer guidance. That'd be wonderful. Thank you, Riala. Hello, Bikini Bottom. Why are you dizzy? Are you okay? You need help. And let's go investigate the warehouse tower with Evala. I know you want to investigate the warehouse tower, but I think it's way funnier if we just drag Evala here. Oh, do you have new dialogue? Others may say the Doom King was innocent, but I have a hard time believing that. Okay, well, whatever, fuck you. Who gives a fuck what you think? If Academy students came through here, not even trying to disguise themselves, I wouldn't do a damn thing. Poor kids. Huh. Let me guess that some fuckery is happening over there too. I know they told me to head to the warehouse, but I'm too curious if... I'm too curious, one, if I have Ivala in my base. Why, Ulrissa? Ulrissa. Since when the fuck did you just move in? Who gave you permission to blight this painting with your stupid fucking presence? We're gonna have a talk later, you and me. And it won't be good. It certainly seems like a good and kind thing to do. I confess, however, that I'm uncertain what you hope I can offer. I won't be making personal appearances to influence worshippers. I didn't want you to do that, but I did hope we could create something tangible. People all over the world heard Tanorak's announcement about goddesses, and many mages or sensitive believers felt the shock of the magical conflicts. I'm glad we rescued you, but the loss of the crystal of Ivala. You understand how many believers are struggling, yes? I think it would be possible to offer them some measure of peace without it being derived directly from me. Lady. You're literally the Holy Spirit, God, and Jesus. Just walk out there and talk to people. There's only two forces that are going to oppose you, and they're gonna doom you anyway if we lose. But that's exactly what I had hoped. But could it be something a little more spiritual? I think we've seen evidence of just why believers shouldn't put their faith in such concrete miracles. Fair enough. I'm afraid that will require some sort of concrete element no matter what, so it would always be faked in a sense. What is it, Kirby? I can accept the degree of construction here. I thought I watched the part where she detailed how she manipulated Destiny. Okay. I just hoped it wouldn't be so obvious. Or at least you said she did. What's your point? Yeah? I didn't find anything? It's literally in that discussion where she talks about nudging it, like, nudging them in various directions. Like, she said that she couldn't what did she do? Well, the only thing she says is that she couldn't, like, apply a strong force, but she could nudge the, like, I don't remember if she used the word probabilities, but she could nudge people towards each other. Like the destiny, she could nudge Simon toward Wendy's, but like she couldn't act directly. I think she specifically said that like she could nudge people with strong destinies or something to that effect. Go like it's in that discussion at the start of it that she details what she did, or rather how she did it. She details how she does it at the start, and then she goes through each individual thing she did during the discussion. So no, she didn't. She didn't detail how. Not beyond the fact that she did it. Like, the point, I think what you were arguing was that she could do stuff. Yeah, well, I think the point was just that she had to do it via Destiny, and she couldn't just move people around. Because I think the argument was that, why wasn't she doing more? And the way I was talking about it was just, she could only move them through Destiny. Like, nudge them. That implies to me that she has almost zero power. That wasn't what I was asking? Okay. I don't recall the exact details, so you're probably right. What if he charged a set? I just said how? Oh. So I didn't really elaborate on that. Yeah, that's fair. I don't recall the details. What if we charged a set of small crystals, then built them into your structure? Like a set of small bombs that we put inside your body. The result would feel soothing and peaceful, but not overwhelmingly so. That would be perfect. But to do it right, without overt spiritual power, we'll need very specific crystals that can maintain the energy. Can't we just walk up to... Like, Anna would be so much less annoying if we showed you... If we showed her you. I think we can handle that. There was a crystal refiner in Artford, wasn't there? If you can make arrangement, the two of us should be able to complete the process. Okay, so this is the separate dialogue before we trigger the quest with Katarina. Ivala, do you need something? No, not at all. Yes, I brought my little slice of the tower here, but honestly, I've spent more than enough time there. I can understand that. You spent a long time on that little fragment. And for much of the latter part, I couldn't even see out. Only hope that things were going well. So anyway, I'm much happier to relax here and watch what everyone else is doing. It's quite lively. Lots of fucking. Certainly. Do you want to share anything? Do you want a cock share in the corner for when we go... Like, I know you got a thing for voyeurism. Have you shown her to Sarai? Not yet, no. We're gonna do that. I have not shown her to Sarai yet. Do you want to share anything? Never fear. I can float. Your harem has already been quite welcoming, so you don't need to do anything. Come closer. Everything looks so different from this angle. I can't fuck her yet? Okay, we gotta lock in. I can't believe she's that low on the relationship. We gotta get her to 100. Post haste. I'm gonna go talk to Sarai. You're so right. Wait. What the fuck? Man, there's so much to do in this stupid fucking game. Huh? Oh no, craters everywhere. I'm afraid that some of the damage done during the Incubus War still hasn't been repaired. Oh no. We'll deal with that later. It really is strange how many security and silence spells Sarai has, but I suppose that's part of being a high priestess. Sarai, there's, someone for you to meet. What the fuck was that pause? Well... Fuck. I'm sorry to be such a disappointment. So, you're really Ivala. Feeling her presence, there's absolutely no doubt. I am the church's Ivala, but not yours, Sarai. But somehow I doubt you're going to tell me that a transcendent Ivala exists somewhere else. I have no evidence of such a being. There is no higher tier of divine beings out there, at least to my knowledge. But isn't that exactly what your theology would suggest? An Ivala who is fundamentally magic fails to be divine, in an ontological sense? Wait, have you read my work? I was there when you composed it. She might not be the goddess either of us believed in, but I feel a great kinship with her. A divine sister, if you will. Katarina, you've been with us for a long time. Don't try to rise above your station. Speak for yourself. I can tell this Ivala is trying to let me down easy. Tell me honestly, do you believe there's a transcendent deity like I've always taught? As I said, I have no evidence of it, but if there is a true god above the shards, it would not be perceivable by them. Stop dodging the question. After all you've done, I deserve the truth from you. No, I doubt that your Ivala exists. And given everything I know about the fundamental laws of the world, I hope she does not. This world would be the creation of a mad deity. When even the closest thing we have to the biblical God goes, fucking God would be a major asshole if they created the world to be this way. You know, shit is fucked up. Okay, I'm on board. Ivala is a base deity. I don't want to agree. Our world may contain senseless cruelty, but it also contains great beauty and kindness. I can't believe that there's absolutely no design to this. The divine may work through cosmic accidents, but we cannot be accident alone. I've been thinking that this Ivala can't fulfill many roles. She isn't a first mover to set the world in motion, for example. Fucking, are you just gonna take that, Evala? It's true, but are you just gonna stand there and take it while she rips you to shred for being fucking worthless? Is any of your theological reasoning any less true now, Sarai? I suppose not. If those arguments were ever viable, they still are, even if Evala wasn't who we believed. But this has a huge impact on our relationship to the church as an organization. How much of it has been your schemes? Truthfully, relatively little. The vilest evil and the purest good. Both have come from mortals, not shards or magic. Are you saying there's like a mega Hitler that beats out like the fuck lord, the incubus king, fucking like the Anak? Are you saying that there's just like a mega Hitler that's eviler than all of those? Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that's possible. I don't think you got that in you. I've tried to touch a few hearts and encourage healthier theology, but since I never control a person's will, I have frequently had little influence. But you do share our deepest values, right? Kindness, charity, and the best concept of purity the church has taught. Evala, it would be so insanely based of you to go, no, I really like sex actually. Like, if you do that, I'm dedicating the rest of the playthrough to getting you to 100% or 100 RP. Yes, of course. I've always admired you, Sarai. Fuck! Many priestesses follow the passion of their beliefs, even when they cause harm. I've often believed that many would turn to evil if I ordered it. But you, if I had appeared to you and commanded something evil, you would have challenged me. Alright, setting aside the heady theology, talking to Evala the person, are we mostly on the same page regarding church priorities, I mean? Munch, that might be the most fucked framing you could possibly give. And I am here for it. Down with Karina. This shit is untenable behavior. Justice, kindness, and all the rest? Yes, absolutely. If you could settle an old Inquisition question, subsecrationists have always taught that, Karina, you shouldn't look to me for those answers. When it comes to such detailed theology, I have no more insight than you do. Evala, you have veto right. You are the religion. Whatever you say goes. Shut the fuck up. Sorry. Old habits. There are relatively few things that truly offend me. The most obvious crimes, of course, and pious selfishness. One of the few prohibitions I do respect is the one against profanity. It stains the mind, leaving a person less able to care for others. Sarai, please insult her harder than I could imagine. Fuck off, cunt. Thank you. I've been waiting a long time for you to call me a cunt. Being on the material plane isn't so bad. I guess there's no point questioning you too closely about detailed church matters. I could tell you my thoughts on a few past arguments, and maybe restore a few lost texts, but otherwise I have little to offer. Fuck that. Shouldn't you be using your divine shard to make the world a better place? Thank you! I'd always believed it was better to take a distant role, but I will do my best to work alongside you. But I guess I have one last touchy-feely question. One thing you did do is touch people's heart or whatever, right? Yes, she said as much to me. Then why, when I was a young priestess, did you never give me a sign? Why remain silent when I went through such dark nights of the soul? Perhaps... Don't answer for her! Who are you to fucking pursue? Okay, Karina, don't rise above your station. You're already leaning into the war crime like angle a little too hard. Like, I'm getting a little bad vibes from you, and now you're doing this. Perhaps Ivala saw that you were already on the right path and strong enough to endure. Damn it, Karina. Don't preach in front of your high priestess and actual fucking goddess. Sorry. It's actually a direct answer to your question, and I don't know if you're going to like it. Whether or not I can easily touch someone's heart depends on the nature of their soul and mind. It is an accident of birth. So I wasn't called to be a priestess, I just had the capacity for it, same as if I had skill with sword or bow. You had a talent for divine magic, yes, but that alone isn't enough. There's also the matter of disposition. Like Wendy's, I suppose, aligned toward divine magic, but mentally not suited, I'm guessing? Yeah, what the fuck is up with that? When you say mind, what exactly do you mean? I don't know for certain, but I suspect it's actually in the brain. Some mortals are much more inclined towards certain mental states of being. Don't give these people, like, mushrooms. Or ayahuasca. They're gonna be religious in the... Like, they're gonna actually summon people in this universe if you do. Now, she's trying to use the voice of God for her own benefit. We gotta kill this girl, dude. It's more of a touchy-feely thing, to use your language. Some are open to outside experiences, others too strong in themselves. Yet, this entire conversation is leading up to Sarai is too based and too intelligent, and IQ too high. Simply the truth. Sarai, I have loved you for a long time, but because your mind is so strong in itself, I could only listen to your suffering. I'm sorry. I feel like this entire conversation... Okay, so... First, Ivala says, the only thing I care about from the doctrine, or the main thing I care about, is not swearing. Insulting Sarai right next to her. And now, we're insulting Karina, because we're saying, hey, your mind is weak as fuck, bruh. Bruv. Well, I suppose it turned out well in the end. I can stop feeling like a fraud for being a high priestess who can't hear Ivala. Is that implying that I'm weak-minded or something? Yes. I'm sorry, Karina. I don't want to devalue your most profound experiences, but... No, that's okay. I've seen that passion can lead people astray, and I am dumb as bricks. I think it's time I put the Inquisition behind me. No matter what time I have wasted, I can still strive to do good. I do love you as well, Karina. Is she blushing? I only wish that I could have done more for you. What next for you, Karina? Will you leave the church? What? Why do you say that? Well, if my goddess insulted me to my face and said I have a weak-ass brain, I would leave the church. I know that I'll be reformulating my theology to worshipping a being beyond the divine shards. That can still be the Church of Ivala for me. But can it for you? I'd assume that compared to your faith, such beliefs would seem dry and hollow. I'll admit that I can't take much comfort in your idea of a transcendent deity so far above us. Just fuck already. Just have a threesome. But I've been waiting so long for someone to give me an answer. In that time, I've done a lot of thinking. So many questions have hurt so much, and now I find that there aren't really any answers. And yet, I find that I don't feel such a burning need to ask them anymore. There can be joy in the unknown when you've got a weak-ass mind like mine. I don't need to be curious. I'm happy being a fundamentally incurious person. I wish you all the best personally, Karina, but I hope that you'll continue offering the church your talents. Insofar as the church strives toward its highest ideals, yes, I'm standing on the same side I always have. Why are you shit-talking me? Are you fundamentally uncurious? I don't think you are. Still the second... No, it might be the biggest, like, takedown of a person I've heard. That's stolen from Dan Olsen's video on the Nostalgia Critic. He said fundamentally uncurious about him, and then he said he called Mr. Beast a frictionless individual, which is also like an insane burn. I'm glad to hear that. The Church of Ivala will continue to exist, even if I ordered everyone to disband, so that belief should help the world instead of harm it. Surely the entire church didn't believe that their god was just a random person with a divine shard. No, but Karina has been working toward that realization for a long-ass time, right? Since fairly early in our party. Or rather, since we learned of the divine shards. There are a lot of questions about that. When it comes to what people actually believe, I don't know how much control we really have. Does anyone? The Inquisition was always fighting a losing battle against heresy, and even Ivala couldn't control belief. I wasn't going in that direction. I was going to say that I'm glad to have you with me, Karina and Ivala. Thank you, Sarai. That means more than you know. Simon, as you can imagine, recent events have been rather theologically troubling. I would have thought that your religious philosophies would be fairly resistant to these revelations. It's true that I haven't faced the sorrow and confusion of many, but I'm referring to something more complex. I want to fuck God. I want to have sex with my goddess. I think it's clear that Ivalanism, with its monotheistic presumptions, is ill-equipped to deal with the world as most see it today. To that end, I think we need to have another religious conference. Instead of throwing out ad hoc justifications, we need a new layer of theology. Don't invent Christianity from first principles. Whatever you do, do not invent Christianity. Unfortunately, I think we're going to need to invite plenty of others. Elves, goddess of magic worship. Oh my god, we still have to... Oh my god, we still have to capture and add the mother into our harem collection. Oh my god, there's still so much game left. Elves, goddess of magic worshippers, even more succubi. It's going to be complex and noddy, but I think a stronger theological grounding. Oh my god, we gotta rescue Celica, you're so right. It's essential for religion to play a meaningful role in a more uncertain world. Fortunately for you, I prepared a plan for a 9-day theological summit to hash all of this out. Oh, thank God they said 9-day. That means that we won't be taking part of it. Oh, thank fuck. We don't got that time to spare. I'm fucking with you. Goonfall has already pushed the church's conservative elements to their limit. That's what I was thinking. But you do have something in mind, don't you? But for the record, I still say what the fuck is this game, because we still gotta catch fucking the mother, and we need Celica as well. That's what I was thinking. But you do have something in mind, don't you? Was Celica the original Lust Lady? I don't think so. God of Magic better be hot. We have the goddess of magic. We don't have the god of magic. We have the goddess of magic. You were here for that, weren't you? I want to find some answer for myself and for us. Meeting Ivala has definitely forced me to do a lot of reflection regarding my belief in a true transcendent Ivala. Yeah, we're gonna go everywhere again, Milas. We still have like a bunch of character quests left to do and new regions. Like a whole bunch of shit. We're gonna do it all. There's no stress. I don't know who any of the characters are, even if I read all the lines. That's like the most true watching a stream experience of enjoying a game. It's crazy that I expect any of you to be as locked in as I am, because I know that when I watch a stream, I am not even like a tenth as locked in as the person streaming it. But yeah, that's fair. The goddess of magic is cute as fuck, don't worry. Speaking of it, we should check on her in our base. I can do that on my own time. We need to seriously think through practical applications of a potential new world. You mean if we win, and our group has numerous divine shards? Exactly. If we really all do become miniature goddesses, what kind of world should we create? Admittedly, the theological aspect is not the most critical part of this, but it's the one I feel I can influence. Understandable. What did you have in mind? Well, I want your thoughts, but I also want you to set up a number of less formal one-on-one meetings. I'd like to talk to the goddesses themselves, the high priestesses, fuck, who else? Well, if it's not a conference, we don't need to organize everything at once. I mean, she was probably the succubus goddess. I don't think so. I think Celica was likelier a regional Phylon goddess. rather than the succubus goddess. There's a reason the succubi have been, what's it called? Have been praying to the lust lord. I think they are very heavily leaning toward the incubus side. I don't think they have a goddess. I hope they would see it that way. This may be an abstract pursuit, but I hope they'll have concrete benefits. You don't need to seduce me here, I'm on board. Fucking Miguel would love that. Shit yeah, theology! Why did that pop up a sparkle? Let me know if you want to talk or want anything else. The Church of Ivala needed to redefine itself after the invasion. I hope the upcoming redefinition is healthier. I think you should know where most of them are by now, but I did make special arrangements for Aram. If you escort me to the People HQ in Ramasta, we can rendezvous with them both. Okay, cool. So talk to all of the priestesses. I'm starting to think this might be like a 15 stream segment. Goddess of Magic. Goddess of Magic. Just because Munch was talking about it. Where are you at? Really? These two? Why these two? Can I give a tip in interest of saving time? Yes. You can give a tip in the interest of saving time. You're like the one person I trust enough to do that. Oh. Simon, it has been some time for you. Yes. I consider telling you that silence is orgasmic, but teasing you feels more cruel than before. I wouldn't mind. I need to ground me again. You're welcome to stay here. I hope this place's emptiness will be easier than your prison. Thank you. I'm really sad that Simon didn't return like one of those protagonists that from like garbage isekais that get transported to like the max level zone, start killing like they find like a glitch way to kill a level 1000 boar, and then they just, you know, they just fucking they level up to like level 1000 from doing that. Like I feel like that's how we should come back after the prison, just like buff as fuck. Yeah, I'm down to grab all those quests, Gemilas. You can point me to where they are, and I'll grab them first. I confess, I'd wondered if your inability to remember was simply due to apathy. Yet now, I find my thoughts so fragmented, needing to ask the others so many questions just to function. Just talk to all your harem members? Perfect, I'll do that. Do not apologize if you intended to get there. You were correct that it was partially due to apathy. My memory is unharmed, but many events fail to stick in my mind. Yet I'm not sure I entirely agree with your view of the world. Time in a prison is one thing. But I would prefer to believe that eons of a better life would not prove so forgettable. It may not be. Not necessarily. Time ingrains patterns into us. But it may be possible to establish better patterns. Yeah, it's like Munch. The poison will... Okay, the poison is infinite duration, and you can reset aggro after you apply it, and they won't out-heal it. It disables region. Okay, imagine it's this. The poison disables region, and has a disgusting duration. So you just find a way to, like, lease their AI, and you just shoot them with, like, 1 damage hits over and over and over again until you get them, until you kill them. You kill one, and you go from, like, level 1 to level, like, 55 billion. It's like, man, I'm really... That was the worst skill. I can't believe it let me kill God. It may not be. Not necessarily. Time ingrains patterns into us, but it may be possible to establish better patterns. I find myself thinking of the far future, but in a sense the long term is irrelevant. We can only get there through a series of moments. Yet you already think relatively long term for a mortal. Isn't all of life about finding that balance? Neither extreme can function on its own. Perhaps. I do not want you to think that your suffering was without benefit. You have entirely neutralized the shards that you carry within you. They should no longer have any effect on the world around you, except when you will it. I thought that I had already eliminated such influence. Compared to shard holders like the Incubus Emperor, perhaps. Could you truly tell me that no scenarios ever led to sex without reason? I can tell you that. Unfortunately, I get no bitches. It's a rough life. I suppose not. Oh, they meant in-game. I would not be concerned. Many effects were magnified by the manipulations of Tanarak. Simon better not suffer from Xenos paradox? Xenos paradox. Wait, I've read of these. Yeah. I mean, paradoxes of motion are one thing. Which one are you talking about specifically? There's a lot of them. Neutralization of the shards. I'm not so arrogant as to think that it's never been done before. It is rare, but not unprecedented. At some point, I would like to speak to you about long-term stability. Truly long-term. I would like that. In what sense do you mean? I have believed before, and tried again, and regretted it as quickly as 1,000 years. When you were imprisoned, I actually helped, and I do not regret it now. Yeah, it's the fucking tortoise and the hare one, yeah. Or Achilles and the tortoise, I think, right? No, it's the dichotomy paradox. My bad. Yeah, I've read that before. But it is what it is. Simon will figure it out, okay? I believe in him. And by that I mean, if he doesn't figure it out, it'll be profoundly unsatisfying when we end the game, and I'll be very, very mad. I would rather spend these years with you than languishing alone. Thank you, Tertia. And I hold nothing back in my desire to help. Once your desire has returned, I will see if I cannot find mine. I still feel very weary at times, but I'm grateful to hear that, Tertia. Oh fuck! Weary understanding is so hot! I can't believe that they made an Ahegao goddess. It's actually so godlike that they made an Ahegao goddess. That might be the funniest design decision in this entire thing. I wish I could interview Sierra Lee and be like, what were you thinking when you wrote the Ahegao goddess? Were you like laughing the entire time? Yes, I've heard such moans only 3 million times. Ah. I would not mind if it was sooner instead of later. That was rough. Next conflict, everything will be on the line. If Cersei's or Hester succeeds, the effects could be long-lasting. What do you mean I'm only at 44 relationship with you? You gotta lock in, man. What? What? Okay. Eons of sexual encounters in beds, washed together. Tertia no longer cared about fine sheets or pillows. Much preferring grass and earth, she knew this could be less comfortable for others, so as she reclined, she pulled Simon along with her. Another might have recoiled or forced her into the dirt to humiliate her, but he understood. I guess I'll sigh. What? It's literally a sex scene. Is this how you fix Simon? This time I'm happy I actually... This one is even more gratuitous than the other one that I fucked up and muted myself on, so I'm happy I pressed the right thing here. We got some tit-sucking. We got some fucking... Mind-blowing sex had long ago grown boring to Tertia, but her mind was fully unblown. She found herself enjoying the way he didn't need to act like a conqueror, but also didn't demand a motherly role from her. Despite his size and the way he was sucking on her nipple, he was nothing at all like a baby. He was a partner bringing her pleasure. And so she found herself doing something she hadn't voluntarily done in ages. Okay, you gotta censor this to believe it. Tertia's nipple began to emit nectar, the raw essence of her role as a goddess. Simon looked surprised for a moment, but then continued sucking, drinking what she offered. Tertia smiled down at him, trying to make her essence as sweet as possible so that he would enjoy it. Ambrosia, baby, we got it. The nectar carried her power as a fertility goddess. Oh my god, he got more sperm from it. I'm not even kidding, that's... They said that his balls grew in size. I love the fucking way they paint stuff here. Oh, they describe an orgasm as an earthquake of flesh. This is like the longest sex scene in the game. We did it. What the fuck? It just ends. There's not even anything else. It just ends. It didn't give a relationship point. That was like the... Scammed. I can do that. That's crazy. These scenes never did. I thought this was plot relevant because every single... Look what happens when I talk to Estera. He just does question mark... He just does dot. He doesn't feel like having sex. Why is she the only one that... This is plot relevant shit. Ulissa? Why are you here? We're gonna talk. You may proceed with your regular activities as if I'm not present. Who gave you permission to move in, you motherfucker? Or daddy fucker, I suppose. More accurately. Simon, I am of course offering all the magical knowledge that I think would be of use in maintaining the world's balance. That is to say, not everything that you could potentially offer. Make no mistake, I think that you could potentially cause terrible outcomes as well. But I didn't mean it that way. The issue is that knowledge alone is insufficient, given the intensity of the conflict you're facing. This is a request. Not from me. Your mages have put together a proposal to incarnate the most powerful magic within my grasp. It won't be overwhelming, not against such opponents, but I can guarantee it won't be simply brushed aside like lesser spells. Alright, how much? Magical crystals, mana fuel, and the like all have costs. I'll put together a complete list and let you know. I love how nonplussed he was. He's like, okay, what the fuck do I gotta... How much do I gotta spend? Also, here's the Goddess of Magic. I'm glad this is no longer a place of fear. I hope that I can regain the trust of my followers soon. I really like this song. Gotta talk to you about cohesion as well soon. Okay. So, we could either research demons specifically for Aka, or we could do the objectively correct one and research incubus shards. Which one do you think we should do? And we shall do all we can to investigate your shards. Hopefully it'll help. I'm not gonna do the demon thing when we're right at the end. We already neutralized them? Yeah, Oh, you mean the Incubus Kings? Well, we got one left is the problem. It's also Incubus Shards we're researching. And... You know what? You make a good point. Wait a second. My reasoning was just that you need it for the Anak, surely. Like... Oh, somehow. Like... We got a ton of bonuses for doing the goddess one. We need to understand that... I believe that it's the right choice. I made a save right before as well, so like it wouldn't be a problem to go back. But I believe it's the right choice, so we're doing it. Those are my papers of business. No touching. Surely in 20 hours we'll decide to go back. Yep. I've been investigating investments from around the world that might help our new acquisitions. Interested? Yes. Succubus Evolve and Helvana have expressed interest in sending their people to Rodak. Last Lord followers in the same city want to work in the Orgasmic Empire. One of Takan's diplomats at their hall is... Okay. Oh my god. There's so much. I think I'm gonna call it here for the... Simon, I have an idea to improve our efficiency on Fëanors. What's that? You may recall a masked thief who has, on rare occasions, caused trouble for us. Who? I thought Meston. But who? I asked Felian and some others, and it turns out this thief has been a problem on the continent for a long time. They're quite skilled. I think we should investigate them. We'd remove a thorn from Fëanors, and maybe even gain an ally. During the Fucklord War? Yeah. God, that was a long time ago. That seems like a good idea, provided you have a lead. Oh, do I? I have the perfect scheme to pull on Simon. And you're just announcing that to us? Why us in particular? Yes, Comdump is not good at schemingly thinking. No, it's because you two have been with me from the beginning. This is harem business, so I wanted to ask you first. Now, the harem is coming along beautifully, no doubt about that, but I miss the old days when I could hand Simon someone on a platter. Did that really happen often, though? I could dream about it, alright, and it worked in some cases. We were able to just go pick up Kum. She was a sex slave, it was kind of like an improvement. Comdom could go away and have Simon find her again. That's very cute, Kum, but not quite what I meant. I want to find someone amazing and hot and talented, someone we can recruit and then have jump Simon's bones. Comdom knows many pretty ladies, but that is a hard question. There's no question that Simon could have hundreds of succubi or other women. I want to gift him someone special. I can't believe I'm suggesting this, but what about the legendary thief on Fëanors? Oh, with the high-pitched voice! I heard a rumor about her during the first gathering, and I bet she's hot. Comdom doesn't remember. Thank you, Cum. That's okay, Cum. We just need to find a way to pin down this lady thief. We are the good guys, by the way. I guess we could ask Felial and some of our other contacts. Great, but nobody tells Simon the truth. We need to vet the thief first. And then if she's beautiful and everything else Simon wants, I can present her to him all wrapped up in ribbons. I'll judge if she was in the game when we see her for sure. Comdump is a bit confused, so she will just not say things. So anyway, that's what we know. Our search begins in the capital of Genelon. Seems like a reasonable start. We'll head there when we have time. Good, good. I love how she goes full Emperor Palpatine. Goddess, goddess, goddess! 100% complete combat. 100% complete non-combat. 100% complete leader. Wait, is that... Did we add the... I thought we would have the 2 Elven Queens. I guess not. Dude, her outfit is so hot. Something about armored women really gets to me. This is a good outfit. I don't know about the neck thing, though. That looks weird. How do you even take that off? Or would you have the queens? I thought they'd be, like, in here, but not filled out. As in, like, we were gonna get the queens later. Because I'm pretty sure we're gonna get the mother. And I thought we would get the queens by proxy. Abomination, but she's hot. Real. Oh, I don't have... Well, we know what 2 of these spots are gonna be, for sure. No! Look at how sad she is! No! Okay. I'm ending on sad, on sad, Yara. I'm sorry. We gotta end on sad Yara. I don't really have a lot to say today since we only did the murder mystery. But I really loved the murder mystery. I really loved the conclusion to it. I thought it was earned. Thought it was well written. Even though it had a plot hole. The biggest plot hole we've ever seen in the game so far. Which is, to be fair, inexcusable. But like, it is what it is. Sometimes that happens when it's an inexperienced writer making like a game for the first time. Made me feel smart, so I liked it too. Unironically, you making the connection to Tina's assassination like 500 fucking years ago might be one of the best moments of the game so far. Like, that was so good. And I don't know. I think I'm really happy about the way this open world segment is structured and all the stuff that's in it. Everything has felt so meaty and there's so much left to do. I actually love it so much. I think it's very rare that I get to the quote-unquote end of a game and I'm this happy about it. When it's next stream, there won't be a next stream. I got insulted earlier and I don't know if I wanna keep streaming for you guys. When is the funeral? I'm planning on dying on Sunday. No, next stream is probably... Yeah, because so the first contender would be Sunday. I could... Okay, so I'm going out to the gym on Saturday night. I need to turn my sleep schedule for Sunday. It's very unlikely I'll do a stream on Sunday, but potentially Sunday, otherwise Tuesday. So spike Tuesday, as Tuesday is the next stream, like, unless I get sick or something. So Tuesday, but maybe Sunday is the way I've got it up right now. I say lock Tuesday, but I do realize it's after night shift, so lock Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll give myself leeway, but I think it's likely Tuesday. I'm really excited to get back, so I'll probably play even if I'm dead tired. You'll just have to accept that I'm a little bit less on if I come right after a night shift, and we'll go from there. But dang, this game is good, man. I'm so on board. I'm so happy about it. And with that, it's time to sign out. Bye, nerds, and have a good one.